People come from far, far, far away to find their dreams, chasing down these meteors and comets called dreams in the sky of life.
What up, everybody? What up? What up? Came to kick it with y'all real quick for a short time. So I got to get some sleep for work after this. Now, we going to talk about some things. Mainly how this recent weekend went with this Comic-Con shit. Because my goodness. I talked about yesterday, talk about the recap and stuff. I'm interested, but main thing I want to talk about. What up, Tony? Is these comic book movie fandoms, bro. Mainly on the DC side. Marvel, that's a whole different story. You know they accept anything mediocre Marvel puts out. But mainly on the DC side. And particularly with the particular fandom, the Snyder fandom. Oh my gosh, these motherfuckers. These niggas don't know how to be patient. Like, people are patient and they're entitled. What up, Ray? It was good. It was good. Went to Great America yesterday. It was cool. The lines was long as hell. A whole lot of shit. But other than that, it was cool. You know, got some good food. Except for that trash Panda Express. Great America has some horrible Panda Express. Tony, and on the Power Rangers shit, I feel you though. Power Rangers, that's totally different. With this DC and Marvel stuff, at least we're getting the DC and Marvel shit from either side. Power Rangers, they're not giving us no type of movies. They're not trying to expand into no, like, especially Netflix. Netflix is sitting on Power Rangers now and doing shit with it. That's crazy. But I'm not sure if people want to keep getting the same information regurgitated in them or spoon-fed shit like over and over. But let's look at the DC properties that have been announced. Let's talk about the DC properties that have been announced, right? The Penguin Show, James Gunn's 2 spinoff shows, Amanda Waller's James Gunn's 2 spinoff shows for DC, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. Oh, let me go in order. I'm fucking up. Black Adam, Shazam 2, Blue Beetle, Batgirl, Flash, Aquaman 2, The Penguin Show, James Gunn's 2 spinoff shows for DC, and Joker 2. It was one more thing. It's one more thing. Oh, the Green Lantern live action show. Right? I understand people wanted to see like a fucking slate or something from DC, but guess what happened last time DC put out a slate? It was back in 2016, around 2016, 2015, before the BVS came out. Zack Snyder was at San Diego Comic-Con, introduced a slate. And guess what happened? Did we get that slate? Did we get that slate the way it's supposed to be? Fuck no, because guess what? They tried to be Marvel and rush some shit, right? 1 minute fans be like, yo, DC, why can't you be like Marvel? Then they get mad when they do shit like Marvel, but say, I want DC to be like DC. Like, what the fuck do you want? Do you want them to do the same shit Marvel doing, or do you want them to do their own shit? What you fucking want? Like, these fandoms nowadays, motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they want. They damn near go with the flow. What up, Flash by Night? They flip flop so much with this shit. It's. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link, Perp. But niggas flip flop so much with this shit. It's like they already announced shit. Now, I understand this year. This is what I wanted from the DC panel. I wanted to see some more Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. That's all I wanted to see. Batgirl, they still filming that. Blue Beetle, they just finished filming. What else they finished filming? Penguin has not started filming yet. The Superman movie is still being written, so it's in the writing stages. Like, what do people want? Like, do they just want them to get up there and talk about some shit? Because, hey, if y'all wanted to, that's fine. But I would have rather prefer we see the Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. I think if anything, they should show some Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. They should have showed that for sure. Aside from the Black Adam and Shazam. We definitely needed a Shazam trailer, which they shown. Right. I'm glad we got that. I would have wanted to see the Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. So I have to give them an L for not showing anything for the Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. But they're focusing on this year. And I think it's the MCU, and I think it's I have to blame the MCU for this. I have to. They're not doing nothing wrong when they do this. The MCU put out phases, right? They already let us know what phase 4, 5, and 6 is. People nowadays don't want to focus on what's happening this year. They're like, oh, what's happening in 2024, 2025? Nigga, get through 2023 first. How you jumping from 2023 all the way to 2025, 2026? Get through 2023 first. Let's see how 2023 is going to go before you start worrying about what's happening next year. It's cool that you know what's going on next year. Good for you. But you need to focus on this current year. What I did appreciate from the DC panel, they marketed and focused on what they got coming out this year. Right? Which I don't see no problem with. Sure, they could have showed some Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. I wish they did. I wish they showed some Aquaman 2 and Flash footage. I would have wanted to see that. I'm with you guys. I would have wanted to see it because at least those two movies are for sure done, and they can show footage and all the other stuff. They can show footage. Perp, I'm about to send it to you. Perp, I put it in the group chat, the main group chat. So check in the group chat. What up, darkness? And like I say, bro, I totally understand. I want a fucking Superman right now too. But they're currently working on a Superman movie. It's in the writing phases right now. There's 2 DC movies coming out right now. Well, 3. Super Pets comes out this week. Black Adam and Shazam. Niggas like, where's the content? Where's the content? It's in your fucking face. What the fuck? I still see niggas saying, what's DC? What is DC doing? It's in your fucking face right there, my nigga. Gosh. It's literally right there in these motherfuckers' faces. It literally be right there. Flash and Aquaman 2 drop next year. They showed literally behind the scenes photos of Blue Beetle's fucking set. They filming that shit. They just finished fucking filming. We saw set photos of Batgirl. Like, come on now. You guys, I totally understand. Y'all if the DC universe didn't fuck up the way it originally did, right? Going from Man of Steel to BVS. The reason that shit didn't go nowhere because nobody's like those fucking. They didn't like that shit. Why would they keep doing shit people don't fucking like? Come on now.
I mean, Marvel's kind of doing it. You know, they keep putting out things that motherfuckers don't like. But I'm glad that you made this stream because I've been wanting to kind of talk about this. Because I was like, for me personally, I'm great.
That Comic-Con bothered me because the people reaction and shit. Fucking,
yeah, and it's just
Marvel,
it doesn't.
Real quick. Marvel showed probably 2 trailers that host Comic-Con, right? 2 trailers, and they announced some titles. That's it. They showed 2 trailers of movies, a movie and TV show. They announced their animated stuff. Didn't show no footage for the animated stuff. Nothing. They just announced names and show some concept art.
And also, we have no idea if any of this shit's going to be good because we looked at Phase 4 and it's like, oh, this looks kind of. We looked at Phase 4 and it's like, yo, this actually looks, you know, and it ended up kind of just being really mixed and people just don't know, you know. And I think I think people just have we've been so spoiled and people just have so high expectations of everything. Right. That it needs to be like, oh, it has to be Infinity War level every time or something like that, which is like unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? And look at what DC,
jumping out of comic book movies like Avatar level. Yeah, you know, when Avatar 2009 came out, like that was something real big.
And I'm glad that DC and it seems like, you know, it's unfortunate what DC's going through and like they're doing their best. You know, they're actually I feel like they're actually trying to do something and I don't feel like they want to announce stuff prematurely. I think they're getting out of just doing that completely, because if things aren't ready, why announce it? You know what I'm saying? Like that whole slate of 2022, we're supposed to have the Flash. They changed that like that. But look at the Batman, right? So many people are just so mixed on, like, well, not mixed, but like they'll say, "Oh, that's a box office failure because it didn't do $1 billion." But I was like, it made $700 million. Well, how much did Batman Begins make? That made like 300. Which one's more of a flop?
And it still was considered a success to an extent.
Yeah, and it's just like, and the Batman to me is better than all the movies in Phase 4. So if you have that mentality, if DC just has that mentality, like, all right, Marvel's gonna just, you know, blow their load on all these different things, but we're just gonna still give you quality like solo movies and stuff that are just better than their entire like phases or slate of movies. That's what they need to do.
That's really, at the end of the day, I'd rather have good superhero movies over a connected universe. I'll give Marvel props. They're doing great with the connected universe shit, right? They're doing so great with that. When it comes to the individual movies, we look at Phase 4. I'm looking back at Phase 4. Black Panther 2 is it of Phase 4. Let me look back at it. I only like 2 things out of Phase 4.
Right.
I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Shang-Chi, really. If I had to be honest, is really all I like from Phase 4. That's 2 things.
Yeah, and it's like Phase 5 does look more promising. Just on paper, it looks like, all right, they kind of went back to the drawing board. Like, let's like shift some things around.
Right.
Let's move some things around. But it's just like, and there's another thing in your title saying people are just impatient. People just want things now. You know, they just want now, and just they don't want to wait on things or just see how things play out. You know what I'm saying?
Like, hey, dude, I want a Superman movie right now. I wish I can get that Superman movie that they're writing right now. I want it right now. But you have to. I am willing to wait for that shit.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's coming now. It's coming. I don't know when. It could come in 2026, 2025. I don't know, but they are currently writing it. They're doing their process that they got to do with these movies and stuff. People want updates people want updates and shit. It's like, that's not how that shit work. Last time I checked, we wait until the movie comes out and the press releases on all, you know, in the promotion to start, you know, waiting for these updates and shit. Now people want updates when the movie's not even in the writing phase yet.
Yeah, and like I have theories about them releasing 2 Avengers movies in 1 year, which I'm assuming that Secret Wars is probably going to get moved. It's probably going to get pushed out of there, and they're going to think about that. Because like there's going to be a lot of content that comes in between those movies and stuff as well too. They could shoot themselves in the foot with that, like just rushing out movies and stuff like that. That definitely seems like it could be a problem. It's definitely weird how they're doing these phases now. Like they're all of a sudden now making Black Panther 4 or not Black Panther Wakanda Forever like the end of Phase 4, which is kind of odd to me.
I was like,
and it seems like they're just gonna get through some of these sagas or something like that faster. Like the multiverse saga will probably. What my thing is, like, I think they'll get to. By Secret Wars, they'll introduce, like, you'll definitely get introduced to Doom in like Phase 5, Phase 6, and then maybe Phase 7 through 9 will be like the Doom saga or something like that. But we just gotta wait for all this stuff, man. Like, I know a lot of people, like me and Black Guru, always go back and forth with this. Like, you know, he wants the X-Men, wants the Galactus, but it's like, yo, you gotta build up to that shit. We don't want to have like a DC situation where, like, you know, you just put all these characters on screen and just not really establish them. That's what they did with the fucking Eternals. Like, nobody really. That's why it doesn't really hit like that, because you introduced so many different characters. You didn't do a good job of just like building up towards that. But
right, like look at the prime thing. You just said it. Eternals. Introduce all these characters, and I guess they were thinking like, you know, I mean, it's a Marvel thing. You know, we struggle with Guardians, the Avengers movies. We can just introduce a whole team of people and everybody's going to love them. Guess what?
No,
a boring set of characters. They were a boring set of characters. They didn't even build them up properly. Barely developed any of them. I was probably only 2 good ones out of the whole troop.
And people are really loving this Black Panther 2 trailer, but I'm not falling for the shit.
Yeah, it might like a whole bunch of like them trying to tug on the heartstrings and stuff. Yeah, I felt happy because the song in the trailer, I really liked the way they mixed the song, but it was really trying to tug at the heartstrings.
Yeah, it was nothing that I didn't expect. I expected them to do that. I expect them to like, all right, let's get people in their feelings. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Because this movie will not flop though. This movie will not financially flop.
That's
like
not gonna flop.
This shit's gonna do. This will actually be their first billion, you know, out of this phase and stuff. I think this will easily, just based on just people's reaction and stuff, they already got them hook, line, and sinker and stuff. It's the other shit in the movie that just kind of like, you know, it's definitely kind of fishy, but a lot of people are just, you know, when it comes to like just I'm going off topic, but you know, when it just comes to this death and stuff, people don't realize that entertainment is always going to capitalize on that. We see it all the time in hip hop, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. But going back to the whole, you know, fandom stuff, like it's just I think there's so many different voices, you know, and I feel like, not even to bring these guys up, but like the whole Phantom Menace thing and just them, they put a battery in people's back. Now it's just like everybody feels like they're deserving of something where it needs to be a certain way. And it's not like Hollywood has never operated like that. They've never operated based off of the people. You know, they always done their own thing. It's always been a corporate thing. Nothing has ever changed. You look back at all the old movies, like they've always had a trend when the comic book stuff is no longer like, you know, viable for them, they'll move on to something else. You know, it's the same thing going back to the Westerns, you know what I'm saying? And like even Black's expectation, like they've always kind of used something to just, you know, because people will just call it woke or some shit now, but it's just like they've always been trying to capitalize on something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it's political or anything like that. And it's just social media has definitely amplified all of this stuff. Like,
yes, and I was just talking about I was in the house of the spirits, you know what I'm saying? House of the Lord. I was in the house of the Lord today, you know, I was testifying and shit. Man, I had to bring this. I didn't bring up this specific thing, but I just noticed in general, the people and the internet, motherfuckers be. People always done this, but let's use musicians for example, right? Let's say a fucking artist music leaking shit. Now, like people always been doing this, but people will jump on that shit, bootleg it, and be so quick just to stream that shit, not even truly support it the way it should be supported. You know, you paying for it and all that shit. Unless it's a trash artist that ain't doing good. But people not patient with stuff, man. They just not patient. People want shit now, and with these processes, you can't just get shit now. Because when you get stuff and it's not finalized the way it needs to be, you're gonna get a bad product. You're gonna get a bad product. Like I'm not saying Thor 4, but like I think some parts of Thor 4 was, you know, rushed and shit in production and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely showed. And that's another thing about, like, you know, the Marvel movies. You look at just this year in particular and just the way it's shot, and like even look at the Black Panther 2 trailer, like looking at Namor and stuff, I was like, that Atlantis looks nowhere near as good as, like, you know, James Wan's, like, you know, Atlantis and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, and that's why I know all the Marvel, like, at least I appreciate this from DC. They at least push back Aquaman 2 and Flash so that the people can finish up them visuals. Yeah. Because you look at Moon Knight, Loki, just all the Disney Plus MCU shows.
They all look the same.
They've been mid.
They all look the same. And then
the fans getting blamed too. The fans getting blamed too. People have been protecting fans too much in comic book fandoms. Fans need to get it too.
It's just like
we blame just the corporations. The fans can get it too, because they also at fault for how this stuff happens out here in these fandoms.
Yeah, and then like the fans are definitely important, and that never is going to change. Like, but I feel like fandoms also got to realize the power that they have, because like we're in this time of age now. It's just like, yo, before a movie even comes out, people are even trashing shit, like, or like we'll get some leaks and just
right.
You know what I'm saying? We just like the overreaction of stuff. It's just like it's ridiculous, and it makes me not even like. And I love movies to death, and it's just like it makes me like when I look at it, it just makes me like not like what's the point of even like covering this stuff, because there are people that are going to, you know, put some type of their some type of agenda or some type of like some type of shit on their review. Like they'll lie and say, "Oh, this movie is all about Shang-Chi's sister." Like that's a complete fucking lie. Like, and people will run with that shit, and that's a problem.
Right,
that's a problem.
And like I said earlier, as you brought it up, with the DC San Diego Comic-Con panel, I'm not even mad. The only thing I was pissed off about was that they didn't show no Aquaman 2 and Flash footage, because they definitely have footage for that. But I don't see the problem with them focusing on what's coming this year instead of jumping the gun and gassing up shit. Because we know we have seen the problem with Warner Brothers. What happened when they put out their first slate? Their very first slate back in 2015. Did that slate come to life?
Absolutely not.
That slate went bloop, down the hill. That was Snyderverse, and it went bloop, disappeared.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Marvel does the same thing. Like, look how many shit was supposed to be Phase 4, but they ended up changing it around and just, you know, now Fantastic Four is kicking off Phase 6 and stuff. Like, you know, so everything could change. You know what I'm saying? It's just people just gotta be patient with the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I got no problem with them just focusing on what they have coming out this year.
Yeah,
they could have showed Aquaman 2 and Flash footage, but it already been announced earlier that we're getting a whole bunch of stuff. James Gunn 2 spinoff shows, the Batman 2, Joker 2, Blue Beetle, Batgirl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
all this shit been announced already and stuff, and it's like, what y'all want them to say? The Batman 2 coming. We already
are they doing another fandom this year?
Now, with the new CEO David Zaslav, I think he might be too cheap for it. I want Fandom. I hope they don't get rid of that. They should keep that Fandom stuff going. But I think I think David Zaslav's not doing it because he was like, "Oh, well, we went to Comic-Con. We ain't got to do Fandom."
And that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people like to count out DC, and I always say this: like, yo, you shouldn't. If you're competing with somebody, whether you got your own business, you should never count out your own business, because, like, at any moment, things can shift. Because right now, this is a perfect opportunity for, you know, like DC to kind of like just get in the good graces of people, even though, you know, they got a lot of controversy they gotta get past. I think 2023, you're gonna start to see a shit ton of announcements once they figure out what they want to do with like Ezra Miller and the Flash and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, after 2023, more. I think they doing it by year, like taking that shit slow.
Yeah,
which I think they should do that. Like, instead of announcing shit ahead of time, like way ahead of time, like telling us what's coming in 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. We don't need to know all this shit ahead of time. We need to focus on what's coming out this year, because I want to know if the DC movies coming out this year are going to be good. I want to come out. I don't want to know what you got for 2026, 2027, because is what you got coming out this year good or not? That's what matters.
Yeah, like take it like one film at a time. You know what I'm saying? Because we always talk about there's so much content out here, and it's just nobody really like takes their time to like really flesh some things out. And maybe that's what DC is doing. They're like, all right, let's take baby steps right quick.
Honestly, they have to. After what we dealt with from 2013 to when did Snyderverse die? 2017. Yeah, they gotta take shit slow. They gotta take shit slow. I even admit they gotta take shit slow.
Look at this. Just look at how people looked at the Batman till now, like, and just make great movies. Just focus on just making great movies.
Make great movies.
And don't even worry about Marvel. Let them, you know, build up their universe, because it's still going to be hit or miss for people. Even with Phase 5, some people are not sold on it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the thing. Marvel's in so deep. They're like their fourth. They're about to be into their fifth phase. They're in so deep that catching up is nearly impossible. You can be better than the film, but trying to catch up in the cinematic universe, it's not possible no more.
They shouldn't even look at it.
But right now, that ain't possible. Nobody can catch up with them where they're at. The Monsterverse can't catch up. Nobody can catch up.
Are you wearing a Marley hoodie? Because I always wondered that. Like, I was like, you got like a whole red banned, right? Oh, because it's on both sides. Okay. I didn't see the other side. I was like, is this motherfucker a Marley representative? Like,
it's ripping, you know, life
but
is short. Got them.
But yeah, it's just like, we just need to get back to having fun with movies. Like, people just don't want to have fun with movies anymore, or just speculations and stuff like that, and just have fun with the shit. And like, it's not that serious.
Because these MCU fans. I'm joking. What up, RJ? I sent you the link if you want to come jump in. Well, look, I hold these companies accountable. Fans get held accountable too.
Yeah,
Prime
everybody.
example. That's why I hold these fans accountable. And I talk about
Nobody's safe.
Why are people getting mad that Henry Cavill didn't show up to Comic-Con when a third-party source, Deadline, said, "Oh, he gonna show up," but they get mad that he not there? Then they like, "Oh, Comic-Con trash. Henry Cavill didn't show up." What?
Yeah, it's always like that. Me for the
like,
Henry Cavill thing.
Mad? How are you mad because you didn't get exactly what you wanted? Come on.
I would rather them just completely shock and surprise us all, like similar to how they did like Peacemaker, how they just had the Justice League pop up at the end. I was like, bro, nobody expected that shit.
And that's why I like the Peacemaker finale, right? That's why I like that cameo. What people like if they showed their face. Now I love the cameo because the finale was already good with Peacemaker. You didn't need to have the cameo. The cameo was just a little bit of icing on the cake, and I was like, damn, they really did that shit.
Yeah.
They didn't
now imagine watching Shazam 2, right? And Superman does pop up in there. You know what I'm saying? And or even they'll probably try to rework him into Flash or something like that. Like at the end of Flash, be like, all right, we're starting things off again with, soups and stuff like that.
And that's why with the Superman thing, at this point, I just want them to recast free Henry Cavill. If he does come back, I'm down to see him doing something. But this man greedy. He just want money. He want more money than he's
worth. They all want money though. That's the thing though.
Yeah, I understand he want money, but he think he RDJ or something. He think he RDJ Iron Man like with Superman. Like he's not that. He was in a mediocre Superman movie. He was in a bad Batman versus Superman movie. He was in a Justice League movie that underperformed and made less than BVS. Yeah, he ain't RDJ. Like, what do you think? Who you think he is?
But who's RDJ really, like outside of Marvel? He's not really making
for
shit.
For Iron Man, just RDJ for Iron Man. Like he thinks he's that for this universe, and he's not that. Superman is, but not him as Superman because he was so mixed back in.
I would be honestly, I'd be cool if they found like. Obviously, you're not gonna find somebody as big as fucking like Henry Cavill or something like that, like his body type. But like, you could probably find somebody that's young that can get to that point.
Right, and that's why just get a no name. Even Henry Cavill was kind of a no name when he did it, but he did a couple films before.
Yeah.
Just get a no name, get some dude that looks like Superman, put him in that suit, build him up, get an actor that you can eventually you can start small with them. You don't got to don't give them something cheap. Don't give them just crumbs. Give them something. Say, all right, this is what we're gonna pay you, and for a fact that they gonna take it. And then over time, you got to start giving them more. You got to get that pay raise going.
Yeah, and like a lot of these like younger actors that are coming up, like that you see on like a Stranger Things. So like these are really dope actors that saying I hope they get more, movie spots and stuff like that, because I think the future is definitely looking bright as far as like the new generation of actors that are coming up and stuff. So it'd be interesting.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. Henry Cavill's fans, and I believe Henry Cavill himself thinks he is the RDJ of his superhero universe. He thinks he's that. He ain't that. That's what he thinks he is. That's why he's asking for more money. Now I'm saying he was in Mission Impossible. Sure, he was in one big franchise movie. Good for him. He was in the Witcher show, which is Netflix is having troubles right now, but he's gassing himself up too much. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that. Like, bruh, sit down. You ain't all that. You look good, but you look good, Superman, but you ain't all that. I'm sorry. You ain't all that. Okay, I was getting back from Six Flags. Oh, shouts out to Arkham. Hope you have fun at Six Flags.
Yeah, man, it's crazy though. I feel like it's gonna get worse before it even gets better as far as the fandoms and stuff like that. And it's just
and bro, even for DC, it ain't gonna get any better because they fucking Warner Brothers gave these AT&T gave these niggas fucking ammunition releasing that damn 4-hour movie.
people still think that's continuing. But it's just like you live in
it's like I'm totally fine the movie can't, but that movie was complete ammunition. You just empowered these niggas. They fucked themselves over. You just empowered these niggas. And then AT&T ain't shit. They dipped from Warner Brothers, say, all right, good luck what y'all doing. And now Discovery got them. Them niggas AT&T ain't shit. Wow, them niggas is grimy and dirty. They released that Snyder Cut. They left, and Discovery now got them. They said, bye, nigga. Good luck. You fucked. Them motherfuckers. They ain't
I got a question though. I got a question for this Black Panther movie.
Yes.
What are we going to see this Black Panther movie for? I also asked the chat this. What are we going there to see? Like, we got a dope trailer, but what are we going there to see?
I'm not sure if you know who's leaked in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, I know. I already know. That's the only reason why people are going to show up.
The post-credit scene. The who's going to pop up in the post-credits. That's all I'm excited for.
And that's crazy, right? That we live in this time where, like, we don't even care about the movie. We just want to get to the last, 30 seconds.
Right, I just want to see the post-credit scene because the dude they introducing the GOAT villain.
Right. But it's a dope. It's a nice looking trailer. That's about it. That's all I could give it. But other than that,
I love the music in that trailer. That was a good remix of Kendrick's.
I'm just like, it's a nice touch from Jordan Peele. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Jordan Peele starting that. I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely gonna be a weird movie. It's definitely gonna be weird. Like, I've never really skipped any movies or anything, so it's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know.
I didn't get emotional. I was like the feelings was there. But it's like I didn't start crying or feeling too emotional. When I looked at the trailer, I was like, just blank face. Like, no,
I talked about this on Anzo's stream. I was like, this is how the trailer's gonna play out. They're gonna get you in your feelings, get the waterworks going, probably, and give you a little bit of action and stuff like that. And a little bit of fluff in here. It was what I expected them to do. You know what I'm saying? I can understand people getting emotional, because there's actual tragedy behind the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
that's really the only thing they can do to market it. Like, you got to play off the people emotions, because this, like, I don't even remember if this happened in the Fast 7 trailers, like with Paul Walker. Did they even do this? Did they even market the movies like this for Paul Walker? Fast 7. I do not remember them marketing it like this for Paul Walker. I do not remember it. I did like Angela Bassett's speech. In the context of the movie, that shit sounded powerful, even though I don't like it in the context of it, but in the context of what she's working with.
Marvel shot themselves in the foot, because y'all should have never, like, if you're gonna introduce variants, that means that there's another T'Challa out there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the stakes of his death is really not, like, in real life, it's heavy, but in, like, the Marvel cinematic, you know what I'm saying? You could have, like, and they might end up doing that. It might just be, I don't know, like an alternate Killmonger or something like that, or alternate, T'Challa. But
and see, that's the thing for me. Like, I see a lot of people saying, like, oh, they should switch out the MCU T'Challa with a variant T'Challa. But, like, why do you want a variant T'Challa we don't know nothing about? I want the one we've been, like, building up with. Who care about this variant? Like, we had all them variants in Loki. I don't want to see what all the other variants in Loki. I just want to see our Loki. Freak them other variants. They cool to see in, like, a cameo or a movie for a temporary. Care about these variants. F them. You was building up this character that I found to love. I don't care about these variants. Fuck them.
And if T'Challa did have like a secret son, I could see the third movie being the son of T'Challa, or some shit like that. Like that's what it would be called, Black Panther, son of T'Challa.
That's gonna be a huge time skip for that to do that, because the son gotta be like 5 now or something.
Maybe.
Unless they don't do like some young Avenger thing, he's gonna be like a young Black Panther, like, you know, in his teens or whatever.
Yeah, but it's just like it runs me the wrong way, because it's just people should, you gotta know what it is. It's just like they're definitely making money off this man's death, though, man. It's just
that's the fucked up thing about it. I didn't like it when X passed away and his label and his family was going about milking his content the way they did. It's just making money off of death in general is just gonna always be weird. Like, and nobody ever really takes the step back and just say, all right, let's not try to profit off of this. Let's leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
You're more, especially when you're black, and you're more profitable. You're more profitable when you're dead.
Yep.
Than when you're alive, and that's just facts. And it's like, I'd have been all right with if they would have done this. This is what I think they should have done originally. Push Black Panther into Phase 5, recast, and come up with, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they've recast so many other actors that have really died in real life, and people just didn't even, like, you know what I'm saying?
They didn't even notice.
You didn't even notice there's two different Dumbledores.
Yeah, Dumbledore. Voldemort.
And didn't they just recast Cassie Lang and stuff like that? They just like changed up that actress.
Yep, they recasted her.
They were casting everybody but T'Challa. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I just want to see his storyline continue. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they were off to a really interesting start. I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see it like through like Shuri, you know, like I want to see his story. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to remix other shit, and you know what I'm saying, but whatever. Right. Once we get the big MCU reboot, we'll probably get that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll probably be long dead before that happens. So
shit, this motherfucker Feige finna go into like Phase 10 and shit.
Yeah, we'll be at Phase 10. We'll be at Phase 10 before like 2030, yo. The way they're going.
Feige on demon time. That man is gonna work these actors until it's time for him to go. He's like, y'all finna make me my money.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit coming in 2025. Like, I just don't see them dropping 2 Avengers movies. And my theory on that too, I think after Secret Wars, we'll get the Mutants movie. And then they'll probably put more focus on the Mutants, Spider-Man, and like Fantastic Four. And Avengers will still be like
that movie Phase 6 for sure.
What?
The Mutants Phase 6.
Yeah, like that'll probably end Phase 6. Like you start the phase with Fantastic Four, you end it with the Mutants.
Yep.
And then it kind of ushers in a new kind of era of just us. Instead of just completely always focusing on Avengers, we kind of just get more of like Fantastic Four, X-Men, blah, 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 and stuff like that.
Well, Vishan, real quick, that's why the reason why I say they're really profiting off of death, because like this isn't the situation where for Fast 7 they was actually filming stuff and Paul Walker died in the process of filming, and it's like we already in it, so we might as well finish it, you know. With this situation, Chadwick Boseman died 2020. He didn't film nothing for Black Panther 2. It was reported that there was nothing filmed. They didn't even get into the writing process yet with the script. Well, I think the script was already in the process, but they didn't film nothing with him yet. Then he passes away. Next year, they're like, all right, let's do this movie. Boom, 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 boom. The movie is being filmed in 2021. The movie's ready to go in 2022. Like, they didn't even, not saying they rushed it, but that's pretty quick. Doing this movie after this man died a year after.
And Vision, did you read the synopsis of the movie? Are people okay with that? Like, because it's just too on the nose. I'm like, oh, the man, like, That's just weird to me.
Yeah, and from what I read, the way they kill him off is so like the way they kill him off is like, what if Vin Diesel said, "Hey, let's kill Brian in a car crash. Let's kill Brian Kidd in car crash in Fast 7." That's what they're doing with T'Challa.
Damn.
Is way too on the nose. It's like, bro, did y'all know how he died in real life? You really trying to like, come on now. And I'm not trying to go to this movie to see if I don't want to sit in the funeral for Black Panther 2. Like, I don't want to sit in no damn funeral. Like,
I would rather them say like he was off world somewhere with the Guardians or something, like he just went off world to find something, and then we get Black Panther, we get a new actor and stuff. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We could back he's a new actor, you know what I'm saying? It's still T'Challa, but it's just he just looked different.
Right.
Yeah, you know what they doing though, man. It is what it is. You know, I'm hoping, you know, people if it is a good movie, like they handle it with respect, because they didn't have no faith in the first one. So what makes me think like they're gonna have faith in this one, really? You know what I'm saying? What up, Bonzo?
What's going on? What up?
What's up, Bonzo? I'm not sure if you saw the title of this stream, but we preaching today. We talking some real stuff.
Oh God, what are we preaching about?
We talking about how comic book movie fans are entitled and impatient.
Okay, explain why you think that though.
So, May was the San Diego Comic-Con yesterday, right? With let's use the Henry Cavill thing for example, right? We saw a Deadline reported that Henry Cavill didn't show up, and people get mad like, yeah, why ain't Henry Cavill here? Man, why ain't here? DC trash. Nobody told y'all to gas that up and get happy and go off this third-party information. And then you get mad when Henry Cavill don't show up. Like, what? That's like me getting mad at Onzo because I expected Onzo to do something and he didn't do it, and I get mad. It's like, Onzo didn't say he's gonna do this, or that. I can't get mad at Onzo because I had expectations that I expect he can do, and he didn't say he was gonna meet these expectations like this, and that.
Or even like Mephisto, you know, everybody thought that Mephisto was gonna pop up. Nobody told him.
Prime example. Everybody mad like, where Mephisto? Like, y'all created the theory for yourselves. Why you mad Mephisto didn't show up? Where in the show they say Mephisto finna show up?
You see, I learned a long time ago that no matter what kind of these news they bring out, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Everybody sees an article and it's like, hey, this is what's happening. And then when it doesn't happen, they get upset. You got to they lie. These people lie, right? And I told this on the OC the other day. I watched this documentary on Netflix, right? It's called Web of Lies or whatever. And they were talking about this senator that died during the Trump stuff or whatever. And Fox News lied about the whole fucking thing. They lied about fucking everything. And I'm at the point where I'm like, listen, if they're going to do it, every single news outlet is going to lie at one time or another. So whenever you see these articles, you got to take them with a grain of salt. And that's what I took it for. I was like, it's a grain of salt. I'll wait until, it's like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen at DC Comic. And I was just like, I'm going to wait to see what happens. And it didn't happen. And people are butthurt now. And I'm like, you got to stop taking these articles as the gospel, man.
That's why with these articles, especially if it's comic book stuff like DC and Marvel, you just gotta, until they do something with it. And like, let's say, for example, they say Kevin Feige they say in article, Kevin Feige is making a Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals movie in year 2025. Well, we got to wait and see until they confirm it and put it out. If they don't put it out, that article is wrong and it was BS.
And you know what? Even funnier, right? Because everybody, like, they're going crazy over this slate that Marvel put up, right?
What's up, Roger?
There's a good chance that some of those things may change in a year or two. You know what I mean?
I was just saying that.
I don't think that much is going to change. Hi, is this the DC Cultist tier stream? I'm kidding.
Yes.
Hey,
Welcome.
What's up? What's up?
Well, but this is the thing though. They've done it already. When they announced Phase 4 or Phase 3, whichever phase, we had Inhumans movie in there and stuff like that.
That was the one time though, because of the internal strife between Perlmutter and Feige though, because Marvel Studios became separated from Marvel Entertainment, and they became like a separate division of Marvel.
Yeah, but my point is, it could still be done. You know what I mean? Things can still change.
Yeah, I think some changes may happen.
About 3 years from now.
Yeah. I don't think nothing too like Phase 4 was a huge drastic slate change, but we know like COVID and stuff. That was probably the hugest drastic.
That was probably the biggest change that kind of ended abruptly, because I think it was meant to end probably a lot. Well, I don't know. I think that they probably were going to end it with Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, but they decided to make that the launch of Phase 5 instead.
See, I thought it was going to end with Fantastic Four, just ironically, but
well, that's
biggest missed opportunity not ending this phase of Phase 4. I would have ending Phase 4 with Fantastic Four. I would have ended this shit with Fantastic Four, like this the last movie. Phase 4, why not? It makes perfect sense. Dang.
Well, again, they lost their director, and they're trying to find a cast right now, and casting those 4 characters is going to be very crucial. They cannot afford to mess that up. So
yeah, I definitely
RJ MC fans are gonna like who they cast anyways, though. No matter
what. Yeah, of course, but I know, but like I trust the casting director of Marvel because she has not missed once. Every single casting has been straight fire.
What's up, Mike?
Except for Eternals, but that's another story. We're not gonna get into that. But
well, no, Eternals you may not like as a movie, but I don't think anyone in Eternals is miscast. We're just talking
I think Fast Stuff's could have gone. You could have put somebody else there, but I definitely think that we're not gonna get 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. I think Secret Wars is definitely gonna get pushed to 2026.
That is the one thing I think could change. I feasibly can't see how you have 2 Avengers movies opening 6 months apart. I just don't see that happening. I'd love to be wrong because that would be huge for them, but I just can't see it happening.
I don't think it's a good idea.
That's unless they got something big ramping up within those, which they are. They're Avengers movies. These are the movies that.
Well, they're so far out, though. I don't think that people are going to mind if they change release dates. It's just like the fact that we know they're coming is what matters.
I would say Secret Wars will be a 3.5 hour movie.
I think Secret Wars should probably be maybe a trilogy. I think,
or maybe that, or maybe
why it's just an Avengers movie though, because Secret Wars isn't a Avengers like specific story.
No, yeah, like I said, like they're probably going to do the whole thing how they did with Infinity War and Endgame, where it's like Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are connected. Where like, all right, we do things with Kang, and then like we get introduced to we see Doctor Doom. Like it probably Kang and Doctor Doom are working together behind the scenes, and just somebody's gonna backstab somebody, and then like we got Doom, and then Phase 7 through 9 will be the Doom saga.
Either Doom or Galactus, yeah.
Yeah.
What I was going to mention, though, in regards to fan entitlement, what I think you're missing a little bit, K-Dot, and respectfully, of course, what I think we're kind of missing here, and I speak as, like, even though my banner says Marvel Maniac, I love DC, too. I do.
Shield.
Right. Well, I got to shill a little bit. But what I'm trying to get at, though, is that you have to understand from a DC fan perspective, it's like DC's been like a battered housewife, okay? Like... They have gone through
RJ,
so much.
RJ, I'm there with y'all. I'm there with
y'all. This is what I would say. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, let RJ finish.
Well, yeah, I didn't get to finish my point, but just real quick, what I want to say was, when you have Marvel overkilling it, and let's be fair, they overkilled this year because nobody thought they were going to bring out this many big guns. We thought it was all G23, right? They over-delivered. So you have one company under-delivering and one company over-delivering. The fact that we're getting an Ant-Man trilogy, we're getting a freaking Thunderbolts movie, we're getting all this and that, yet you still can't get Superman off the ground, Green Lantern, all these other ancillary characters, Henry Cavill or not, I don't even care about that fact. Just the fact that you cannot deliver upon the slate and the reputation of what DC stands for is the biggest issue, okay? DC as a brand, I feel like its value is being diluted because There's been so much behind the scene drama, and again, I understand. So they gotta get through that. I'm not ignorant to that fact, but you have fans who are like really at a breaking point right now, and this was not the year to slip up. If you're gonna go to Comic-Con, you need to go bigger than what they did. And I like what they did. I like the Black Adam trailer. I love the Shazam trailer. I think both movies look pretty solid. But there's a certain level of expectations that DC did not meet, and they got embarrassed by their competition.
But
I'm sorry, it is a competition. What was those
expectations, though? Was it Henry Cavill's Superman?
I think the expectations could have been matched, or at least met. Like the bare minimum should have been showcasing Aquaman 2 and Flash. I'm sorry, they should have been there.
Yeah, I agree. They should have showed some footage of Aquaman 2 and Flash. I wanted to see that footage too. That's, in my opinion, the only other thing they needed to show at that time, Aquaman 2 and Flash. But the biggest thing that people was going in with was Henry Cavill's Superman. And then they're getting mad because Henry Cavill's Superman didn't show up. How you getting
mad?
You're not
getting coming back. I'm sorry. Wait.
How are these people, they go in with the expectations? Let's be real. I'm talking about mainly the Snyder Bros. It's no secret. They go in there, they're expecting Henry Cavill's Superman because they read an article.
Well, they're expecting Zack Snyder too to show up on stage. Henry Cavill show up? We. I'm like, that is childish. That is childish. That's childish. I understand. I agree. They should have showed Aquaman 2 in the Flash footage. Showed something.
I agree with that.
Sure. They should have showed that. If they need to show anything else, and we don't know if we're going to get a Fandom. I hope they don't end Fandom. But now that Zaslav is here, I can't guarantee a Fandom is going to happen anymore because he's so cheap.
I don't know either. Deadline put in their article that they expect a Fandom to be this year, but who knows, right? And that's kind of the issue. The other issue is that DC lacks communication. They do not communicate well with fans whatsoever. We have no clue what they're doing or what they're building towards after Blue Beetle. Maybe that's purposeful because there's a merger. That's what I would hope. But I can't, as DC fans, we cannot give them the benefit of the doubt because we've been so let down so many times, right? I mean, like, the thing is like, whether or not you love it or hate it, there's no plan. There's no, and I think that's why people grasp onto the Snyder stuff as hard as they do, because at least that was something that they could cling on to, something that told them, okay, we know what the roadmap is. You have to give your fans a roadmap. Even Marvel, right? Phase 4 struggled a little bit. I'm not going to be blind to that, but you know why they won everyone back yesterday? Because they gave you the roadmap. They said, okay, we understand Phase 4 was a little hit or miss. We understand you want a roadmap and you want more clarification on what's coming. Here's what's coming and why you should care. Here's what this is all building to. You know, you're getting Thunderbolts, which means all that stuff in Hawkeye, Black Widow, with vows leading to that. You know, you're getting 2 Avengers movies that you're dubbing it the multiverse saga. So you're getting all this clarification on like why you should care as a fan and what you should be investing in, right? So it helps ease the tensions a little bit.
And look, I totally
tell a fan if they should care or not.
Wait, and look, I totally feel you, but I'm looking back at Phase 4. I only really like 2 things out this phase, and the rest are just mid and mediocre to me. I really only like 2 things, just 2 things out of this whole phase. For Phase 5, I looked at it. I'm only excited for 2 things: Blade and Captain America. That's it. Blade and Captain America.
Thunderbolts or Daredevil?
Not even
if Abomination's in it. If Abomination US agent in it, then I might be a little bit excited.
What about Daredevil? No. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't cut you off.
No, I'll say here's the real question. Like, when we're gonna have this discussion in about like 3-4 years, what is going to be the better saga, the Infinity Saga or the Multiverse Saga? Which one has been built up better? It hasn't been.
Well, I mean, we don't. So we won't know because we're just getting into this phase, so we can't answer that question.
Right.
Yet.
I mean, well, no. Well, just
Feige explained.
No, but there's a plan. There's the difference, Dot.
But
yeah,
go ahead, Kate. They're just not telling you everything.
No, they don't have a plan. It's Blue Beetle and then
really soft rebooting it. Just because they're not telling you everything's coming out of Flash doesn't mean they don't have a plan.
There's no plan.
I don't know what their plan is.
That's the problem with WB. They never have.
They know what coming in 2025, 2026. We don't need a whole roadmap.
The plan is we'll have a plan, and then we're reactionary, and so we renege on that plan. Or now we're in this situation where there's no consistent plan at all. It's just like we're going to throw things at a dartboard and see what sticks. That is the problem.
That's kind of what Marvel's been doing right now, but
no, it's still a plan. It's still a mapped out plan. There's still a vision. There is no vision.
This is what happened
other than we are rebooting. There is no plan.
But I kind of put out a slate and put out a plan, and we didn't get a Green Lantern Corps, Justice League Part 2, these 2 films, whatever, Justice League Part 1. Look at what happened. They put out a slate. They and that's what happened. That's why I said
they're reactionary. They renege on it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They need to take shit slow. Take it by the year. They don't need to take it.
I feel like
by 2025.
They also need an architect of these films.
It also
someone's gonna like head up
because you don't want to give people expectations and you cannot meet them. Giving people expectations.
I only agree with one thing Kate said. I said just because they didn't show us a plan doesn't mean that they don't have one. Maybe they're not ready to execute yet. But I'm not saying they do, and I'm not saying they don't. That's the thing. I'm not saying they have a plan. I'm not saying they don't just because they didn't show us. So it's possible that they do have a vision that they haven't really shown us yet. But you're at the point now where maybe you should start telling us a little bit of what you have planned to get people excited. Because
I agree.
I wasn't really excited, but there's a few movies on those slates that I am excited for. You know what I mean? Like, so I think,
for example, the biggest thing for me I probably have an issue with right now is I have to go with The Rock, and it's my biggest issue. Him not gassing up the Black Adam versus Shazam fight enough.
That was a huge missed opportunity.
Oh,
huge.
Yeah.
No, because he's playing into too much of these people asking questions about Superman this, Superman that, Superman blah 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 blah. And
because he's the one who hyped that up. That's kind of his
fault. I think that they need to they also do need to focus on this film, and like the director actually said that at this point, that he has no clue who Shazam or Superman is. The character does not know who these people are. He doesn't know who CDs, has no knowledge of Superman, and he has no knowledge of Shazam. Is what the director said.
That's
the
Black Adam
director?
Yeah.
That's
you mean
problem.
just Superman, right?
No,
he said Black. He has no clue who Shazam is by the end of the film either.
Yeah, both of them.
He didn't watch. He didn't watch Shazam. Like I'm confused. He didn't watch Shazam. I'm confused.
No. He's saying that the character Black Adam will not know that either of those two exist yet.
Yeah.
That makes sense because
I thought you were saying like he doesn't know anything about
the character doesn't know who these other characters
I mean, it kind of makes sense. He is being like,
why would he know?
He is going to find out about
me. I know where you were talking about Cavill, and Caden put some information out. Like, did you want to go over that, Caden? Because like he has a good take, and like he has
I saw this point on like a Discord thing, just compiling of everything that Cavill and WB has said about the whole Cavill situation, and like at least what's public. And they were saying at this point, I think it's Cavill. It's ultimately Cavill himself is the problem, that he's not ready to compromise. That he's
I've been saying it's him,
and that it's
makes sense.
And also that after interviews after interviews of him talking about the Superman character, you can clearly tell that he did not want to continue the Snyder version of this dark version of Superman.
He said that.
He wants to do the more traditional one, and which is fine, and he, probably. But the thing is also he was probably demanding more creative control, more money, and that's why we got the 2 pitches from Christopher McQuarrie, and I forget the other director that he also tried to pitch the movie to with, and then on WB, all the movies that Cavill starred in have severely disappointed WB as far as net profit is concerned. His solo movie, Man of Steel, netted an abysmal of $42.7 million in net profit for WB, the lowest net profit for a DC film. Justice League was also confirmed for net loss, and Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad 2. BVS got a shockingly disappointing $105.7 million, which is a whole $150 million difference between Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Justice League reportedly lost WB $60 million. So understandably, WB would be very hesitant to pay Cavill the amount that he's asking for, and because of the amount that all the movies that he starred in have either lost WB money or has it gave them enough money for them to see him as a big marketing tool?
Isn't it more about
That's
money?
what I'm saying. Wonder Woman
as well. Like I heard, like it's not just about money.
It's about money and creative control. That's what this is all about.
I heard that he wanted more creative control over.
But with more creative control is more money for that person. The thing is, when you have creative control as an actor, you become an executive producer, and when you become an executive producer, you get more money. So that's the thing. Like, so more creative control is more money. Yeah. So you don't get as much creative control, then you are paid a certain amount. But if you have like 100% creative control, you are paid a lot of money because it's all your work.
And that's what I was talking about. Who does this dude think he is? He was the worst part of BVS. He was barely in Justice League. And he had a.
I don't think that's on him. That's the director.
But yeah, I'm not saying it's on him. I'm not saying it's on him.
I would say he's more. I would say he's more greedy.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's greedy.
I would say greedy.
That's the standard when you're a tempo. When you're like casting a lead. When you're casting a lead as a role, that's not
worth anything, RJ. He's not worth anything. Because all the movies that he started has.
I think that his stock is also, but you have to think
he's not worth anything
but his also celebrity has been on the rise as well.
Yeah,
like
and also the thing is that all the things he started in. All the things he started is either he's a guest star or if it's in The Witcher, you can't really, you only see views, you don't see the money behind it.
He's not like
you don't see an actual network for Cavill's like stuff. Although yes, Cavill brings in eyes, but does he bring the money? No. That's the question. For what he's trying to be worth. He's not worth $25 million.
Yeah, he ain't no.
Like that's what he's asking for.
Like look at what after Cavill did 2017 Justice League. The biggest thing he was in after was Mission Impossible Fallout. After that, sure, The Witcher was big to an extent, but it's Netflix. Is he really making money like that? Because it's Netflix. You don't make that much money.
Like Netflix is different when you're doing a movie. Like I would say like Cavill hasn't been like in big studio since like
he was in Mission Impossible
Fallout.
But that's just one thing. No, but you just said he has not been in anything, so I'm just saying that it's not correct by
I'm
statement.
Saying currently,
he was in that film, and he was a standout in that film. And he was a very compelling, and he was a villain though. He was a complete, so it was a different him showing, that he's just not like play a superhero guy.
Yeah,
he really was, and he was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yeah, he was in that too. So he's been in things. Has he led things? No, but he was a standout in Fallout.
Of anything that has, he hasn't been the lead man. Anything that has been very like financially successful, where WB's like, yes, we want Cavill back to lead this franchise and be the creative head for his character. No, that's not like he's not worth the 20.
It's more like a side role that he's been getting, like side role.
If I'm Warner Brothers though, I'd honestly take the risk. I say fuck it, why not? We've gotten this far. We've done all this other bullshit. We killed Superman in the second movie. Might as well just bring back Henry Cavill. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll just nuke everything and just start over again.
I think it. Go ahead. Sorry, Ashley.
No, I was just gonna go to the point that even though he was in a Tom Cruise movie and he didn't have top billing, but he was second there. So he was a supporting lead character in Fallout. So to say that he's just had like side character roles is also not true, because he was a big part of that film. He was the second lead in the film. He was just the villain. He wasn't top billing because it's Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is the star of Mission Impossible. Yeah. But he was a lead in that movie. Again,
I have a question.
Regardless what anybody says, he's not a bad Superman. You have to blame it on the script and everything else. He's not bad as Superman. Yeah. So you put him in a movie with The Rock, I think that's gonna blow up.
Yeah, most definitely. But I have a question. Like, if they don't get Henry Cavill, who would you all want to play Superman? Do you go with a younger actor, like an up and coming actor, and then hopefully he'll get to that body type? Or
a younger up and coming actress, so you can shape
get somebody and give them the right material. Give them the right material.
Would you be okay with like a Superman that looks like Saitama, that's like a little scrawny, not like as jacked, or just you know what I'm saying?
I want to know. Someone like Tyler Hoechlin, he's not Henry Cavill big, but he got a good build. That's
he's also padded too, though. He's also
you can tell he's in a padded suit.
Yeah, he's really padded. Absolutely.
I think we just need
homie right quick.
Look at him as Clark Kent, and then look at him as Superman. There's padding there. Absolutely.
I just think we just need new Superman. I don't care if it's Cavill or not. Like, if the rumors are true that he's being difficult, just don't hire Cavill. Just get someone else. Like,
and to answer your question,
got a good Superman right here.
I don't really care if Superman is not like cut,
because this is my problem. People think this is not defined to anyone. Is like people think. I understand Cavill is a great Superman, but no one person is defined by one character. That's my problem. People think like it only can be Cavill. And it's like,
it's just the same thing with Black Panther, but we won't go there. But RJ
or Tony
what do you
Stark
think here?
Or Logan.
Yeah, I think you just pay the man what he wants, you give him what he wants, and you try. At this point, you have nothing left to lose, and you need some kind of anchor for your universe right now, and you have no anchor. So
sign him on for like 3 movies, or like do a trilogy at least, and then kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? And just recast.
You put Henry Cavill there, and you put a really good Superman movie there. No one's gonna care that it's Henry Cavill. They're just gonna want to. Everybody wants to see the Superman that they think is Superman. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, one that has the morals of Superman, one that's from the comic. Christopher Reeve is like an excellent Superman. So I don't care. Oh, I was just gonna say I don't care if he's like big or muscular or whatever. Just give us a Superman that everybody says, yeah, that's Superman.
Like I would love to have
the Lex Luthor I want though is Amari Hardwick. Amari Hardwick needs to be Lex Luthor. I don't care what needs to happen, but that just needs to happen. Like that needs to happen.
I would love Henry Cavill to come back as Superman, but if he's just being so difficult, like there's nothing wrong for asking more money and stuff like that. But if it's this long taking new Superman, like at this point, just get new Superman. If he doesn't want to be Superman anymore, fine. Like get someone else.
And it's 2017, 2018, 2019. Yeah, it's been over 5 years. Been waiting for this fool. I'm at the point where, and I think even David Zaslav might budge because he really wants to do. He wants to do more Superman. I think whatever movie Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing, that Superman movie, they're going to use that anyways to springboard a new Superman, and that would be Cavill, if anything. Now, if they don't, just recast this fool because I cannot wait for him no more. I can't wait. If he comes back, I'll take it. If he doesn't, deuces. But I can't wait no more. Bye.
Yeah, it's not like I'm begging for Henry Cavill to be.
Who do you think he is?
He's not like the definitive Superman.
I think he's Jesus or something.
Like that's my problem with some people that think like he only can be Superman. It's like ridiculous.
Cavill thinks he's the Messiah.
But I also think that with Cavill, that he really didn't get to explore the role enough. So I feel like that it's almost like that's
Superman.
Well, they also kind of like halted a universe and became reactionary and reverted course and then threw things up in the air. And that's also on WB. So it's not just Snyder. Instead of like trying to continue a storyline and hoping that, people can start getting on board with that vision, they decided to cut it off and stop and try to revert course. And then also found themselves in a mess and split a fandom in half. Instead
100%.
of like continuing a story. You know, that's part of it.
Out that old manager, the Kevin Sujihara. Who else was it? John Berg. Old management gone. Now we got this new management in.
Yeah, you
and at this point we have to wait to see what this new management does.
We had an old management with new management, and now we got now we're getting new management again.
Yeah,
this is new management,
and still nothing.
No, I'm saying we had old management, new management, and now we got new management, except for Walter Hamada.
And they're still not doing the right things. You know what I mean? They're still not doing the right things. They're still not telling people.
I think with DC, they're definitely gonna they'll be okay with the Reeves stuff. It's the DCEU stuff they got to get. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the Reeves stuff is gonna be all right because it's gonna be kind of self-contained and
they know that everything else is fine. They just need to get their DCEU correct.
Yeah.
They're like,
this is what I think should happen. Like with David Zaslav and everything like that is like whatever's after the Flash and stuff like that. I think he should do clean slate, no Henry Cavill, wipe everyone off, start over. I'm sorry, like I want him to do his own thing. I want him to.
We're gonna restart after Black Adam and the
Shazam? After Flash. After Flash, wipe everything, clean slate, start his universe. Not like just.
So are you saying that Black Adam shouldn't be relevant? Shazam should no longer be relevant? I'm trying to get clarity on what.
No, I'm saying like the Flash comes out next year. Flash comes out next year, and after that, I feel like you should just do clean slate, start over. It's not like I want that to happen.
But when I'm asking you, are you saying that everything that comes before the Flash should be scrapped?
Yeah.
So Shazam should be scrapped and Black Adam. So the films that we're getting, we shouldn't continue those stories.
No, not those. Not those ones. I'm saying like the ones that are in I don't know, like after the Flash. I don't know what's after the Flash.
I guess.
What? I guess like scrap certain movie after the Flash because I feel like. I understand they want to do something, but I feel like what David Zaslav should do is start his own thing and start his own universe. Like, I just feel like it's just too much of a mess right now. So I feel like the best thing, I feel like after the Flash is just start over. Like, just.
But you see, I don't think they need to, like, you have Flashpoint. You don't need to do a full reset. You could have Flashpoint, right? Goes back, changes things that you want to change. You can keep Shazam. You can keep the Black Adam. You can keep Aquaman, Wonder Woman, right? But you change certain things, right? You can change certain things. You could pretty much maybe say that the Justice League movies never existed, right? You could change things,
that's gonna be
but they don't have to do a full reset, right? That way you can keep some of the actors that you like, and you can change the ones you don't. I think when Flashpoint ends, I think when Flash runs back in time, it's a totally different person playing the Flash. You know, you can make a joke about it. He looks in the mirror and is like, hey, what the hell? Or something like that, you know, and then you get rid of the Ezra Miller stuff. So,
because all you're going to do with that real quick is if you wipe everything. Let's say they wipe out The Rock and they wipe out Shazam, Zachary Levi, Gal Gadot, who knows? They wipe out everything. And Jason Momoa, you're gonna piss off more people. You're gonna piss these people off.
Yeah.
So they already have enough drama. They don't need to add more drama. Like at this point, only thing you can do is soft reboot, and that's it.
Soft reboot, right?
Take out what you don't want and keep what you want. That's all you can do.
I just feel like it might I know you're gonna piss off more people, but I feel like what David Zaslav he has to get people to seek interest and stuff like that. I feel like I think that's a big step. Like erasing everything in this, it's gonna piss people off. No doubt, it's gonna.
I mean, this is what they need to do for sure.
But I think that's what they're already essentially doing. But to say that we're gonna, go ahead and get rid of, Jason Momoa's Aquaman and get rid of Gal Gadot and get rid of this, I think then you're back in the same problem where you started.
Absolutely.
And then
you're getting rid of
another divide of a fandom, and you're going to muddy the waters even more.
And then you're going to get rid of a Black Adam movie that you're just bringing out now, and all of a sudden this movie has no relevance. I don't think they would do that. That doesn't make sense.
What they should what DC is strong at is just making like just straight up this movie. Like look at the Batman, look at the Dark Knight, look at the Joker. Like just movies that are critically like nah. Batman. The Batman is literally better than anything that Phase 4 has ever put out.
Not.
Period.
Absolutely.
From a cinematographer, like the way it's shot, they don't kill their fucking villains off. You know what I'm saying? Like they just got it right. You know what I'm saying?
Say with me.
This is a very like the Batman is a very strong start.
The villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness wasn't killed off. She's not dead.
Exactly.
I'm saying that's still
on a cinematic level, visual level. It's on par. Like visually, it's just as stunning. As
I wouldn't say that because, like, for me,
visually, it's a visually stunning film.
Visually, like all these Marvel movies have kind of been looking the same visually.
Sam Raimi's film looks nothing like any other Marvel film.
Sam Raimi, I think, really put his personal director's touch on that film.
When I look at the trailer for Wakanda Forever, that film
looks like a movie. That looks like a movie.
Okay, so I don't think that you can.
Me personally, I just don't feel like it's there. A lot of this shit look like some Disney Plus like throwaway shit. But no. I'm just gonna chalk that off to like. The pandemic and shit and them having to, you know what I'm saying, work around some certain shit. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I just don't think it's been up to par compared to past MCU films.
I agree. Right? Phase 4 was not, at the same level as like past stuff. But I don't think that when I think of it overall, there's only 2 films in the whole thing that I don't really care for. And one of those films that I don't care for, still the director's stamp is all over that film with Eternals, and it looks visually stunning. It's just the story just doesn't work.
It's boring. Yeah, it's just boring. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Eternals looks good, but it's just boring. That's the only problem with the shit. But
I think Phase 4 was the weakest phase out of all 4 phases. I think for me personally, Phase 4 is the weakest, but I think it's gonna get better. Kane Dynasty, Secret Wars, I'm looking for those. So
I think that just Phase 5 alone sounds like it's a step
Majors, up. Jonathan Majors, though.
I mean, I think that Ant-Man and the Quantumania is elevated itself.
They got a great actor like Jonathan Majors.
I said this on one of my streams. I said this on one of my streams. I think Jonathan Major is one of the best black actors out there right now.
I think he's one of the best actors. Yeah, just actors. Like, he's just a great. I mean, he like even like those few little seconds when if you saw him on the panel, like even though he says very little, he commands an audience, and he's very quirky and like different, and like he brings that stuff to roles, and I think he's awesome. Like,
but really even with Phase 4, like I feel like with Phase 5 and 6 they really have to deliver because Phase 4 was really weak. Like out of all the phases that we've gotten, it's the weakest.
I think I agree. I would say it's the weakest, but I don't think it's horrible either. Like when I think of the shows that I like, the series, when I think of those, there's only 2 really, in live action series that I wasn't big on, and one of them I liked the actor's performance. But I really didn't care for the show, and that was Moon Knight. And then Hawkeye, I feel like it started off strong, and then it got bogged down in too many plot lines and too many stories, and it fell apart. But when I think of all the series, I've liked all of them pretty much. And then there's just 2 of the films that I didn't care for. So that's just my personal take on it.
Real quick,
I agree with this comment.
Real quick, Batman 17 brought us something good. For the Daredevil Born Again series, he's bringing back the Netflix team that did it. Is the Netflix team that wrote Daredevil doing this?
I don't know. RJ.
Yeah, no, I can explain. So the writers of Daredevil and The Punisher are working on Echo, and I think for the Daredevil show, they're bringing in brand new writers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's an L.
That just lets me know they're gonna get somebody that wrote like one episode of some shitty ass show and shit, and just you're gonna helm the new Daredevil. Nah,
they pick
hope
showrunners. They pick experienced writers to head these shows. It's not just they don't get
not always. But Loki was always like a lot of
she's a director who has her own backing.
And Eric Martin are high
they're all
writers
high
in the industry. For TV. Like Loki had like some like Rick and Morty and like
high caliber TV writers. Like all these shows,
Loki was trash though. But like none of that was trash. Loki was terrible.
That finale saved that show.
That finale definitely saved that show because they wasn't doing nothing. They was doing nothing for that whole entire series.
Finale saved it. I agree with that too. I didn't like
the show. Was not trash.
It was average. It was average at best. I like 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes I hate and 3 episodes I like. So
I would have liked that Loki more if that was Ragnarok Loki and not 2012 Loki, because that just doesn't make sense that he'd have that whole type of character shift. Like, nah, he's still evil as Loki at that time. It didn't make sense.
He was faced with his own immortality and his own consequences. And what he did, and when he was. He realized that he was the cause of the death of his mother, something that he never knew before.
That's cap. I would believe that if it was Ragnarok Loki, because
his character change
No. Think about how much his mother meant to him when he realized that he led to her death.
Loki. Like Frigga
she was the only one that believed in him.
Yeah, and if he found out that was the cause.
So you're telling me a person that was just about to take over, just trying to invade the world, and then all of a sudden he's gonna see a recap of his life. Like, let me change.
He lost his mother, and it was a slow burn. The next episode, he was trying to turn against the TVA.
Oh, that happened like 2 days after he got caught up. Like,
absolutely.
The next episode, he was trying to turn against the TVA. And then he was trying to team with Sylvie the whole time.
It didn't make no sense. That made no sense.
Until episode 5 that he completely let go all of that and was friends with Mobius. And Mobius could truly trust him after the stuff with Lady Sif.
Nah, that's not.
No.
That's trash, Loki. That's a trash Loki.
It was too fast of a character change.
Hey, to be honest with it, no. You guys,
John Walker
you guys
did
don't
it in
understand.
10 minutes. Don't do that, Dot.
But John Walker was a better rating character.
He was not. He changed in 10 minutes.
He was a better rating character than Loki.
No.
He's seen that he was the reason why the person he loved died. That is going to change anybody. I don't care what you want to say. That's going to change anybody.
But look at it like this.
Truly unbiased opinion, because he was not big on the show.
Let's say he took over Earth in Avengers 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say his mother's still alive. Would she still agree with what he did in Avengers 1?
It had nothing to do with what she
agreed with. It had nothing if she agreed with.
It's his feelings for her. You just watched the only person that cares about you, the only person that you really cared about, because he didn't really care about Thor at the time. He did, but he was trying to overthrow.
He despised his father.
Right. But the mother was the one he actually loved. And now you're looking at your
his mother wasn't going to love him anymore if he did what he did in Avengers 1.
But you're looking at
she was still alive in Avengers 1.
But she wasn't going to love him. She was going to discard him.
You don't know
that. Yeah,
Dark World.
No.
Did you see Dark World?
Fact of the matter is, that's not real.
He wasn't worthy of Frigga's love in Avengers.
Let me ask this: If Thor went to go take over Earth, let's say Thor went to go take over Earth, would his mother love him after that?
Yes.
Agree with what
his mother. Yes. She still loved Loki in Dark World. She was just disappointed in him.
Yeah.
She didn't stop loving her child.
Also, after Thor, Thor movie.
Let's get back to like the actual. Why is Loki a good show?
Because it's written well and directed well, and
it's a character arc.
And it's a great character arc.
I personally don't think it's that good, but I can agree with what Ashley's saying. Like there's certain things in the show I enjoyed, and I'm not even gonna lie, I enjoyed that shit. I enjoyed Loki coming in there and being the Loki from Avengers, wanted to take over, and then seeing the tragedy that he caused and changing him.
That was a powerful scene.
And it was a slow process, exactly like Ashley said, because even still, he was still trying to find a way to take over. So it wasn't like right away, but
yes, Anzo. And think about in the freaking season finale, in that moment when it all clicks for him, and he says when he's talking to Sylvie, what does he say to her? He says, when she was like, they're fighting, he was like, stop. Mm-hmm. He was like, it's not about a throne. I've been where you are. I felt what you feel. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me how I know. All I want is for you to be okay. It only
took him a day to change his life.
It wasn't a day. It wasn't a day. It was a 6-episode arc.
Answer me this. Did we need like when you look at Loki, did that need to be 6 episodes, or could we just handle that in the movie?
I like the 6 episodes.
I feel
so
like
episode 3 was just like, because episode 3 was just like, yo, why is this even here? Like they're just sitting there just talking. There's a lot of walking and just talking
on a train. Loki can't fight. His magic powers
it made that you realize that the two of them together are a Nexus event. That
but
was
that's I don't even care about Sylvie's character. So why is she even here? I don't even you haven't really built. Her character was poorly introduced and just not even really well written.
Wasn't. Her motivations were pretty clear and basic and simple and understandable and relatable.
And very and very
the problem with Sylvie is the whole romantic love.
That part is weak.
Yeah. That was the weakest part. And the whole 6th episode was but Sylvie, I don't want to do it. I love you. Oh.
No, it was about a mirror to each other. Even though they were the same.
That was some lovey-dovey.
She don't even feel like the female version of Loki. That's why it's like she doesn't even like. She's a very forgettable character.
Different. No, they're the same, but they're different. Okay, where
that doesn't make sense.
Here's what I'll say. I don't think Sylvie was poorly introduced.
And I can't get the
Sorry,
point.
Ash. I just came back.
No, go ahead on. No, you're
fine. I was gonna say
you.
I don't think Sylvie was poorly introduced at all. I don't think she was poorly introduced. My problem was it felt more like it was about Sylvie than Loki at points. That was one of my biggest issues.
Well, I mean, we were being introduced to a new character, so they had to flush her out. But I understand your point, Anzo. She was a new character, so at times they had to lean heavy into who she was because we had been with Loki at this point for 11 years. So we knew who he was. We had to learn and discover who she is. And then they're a mirror to one another. And they explain that pretty simply. He can't be trusted and she cannot trust. Right? Yeah. They're the same, but they're the same. They're variants of each other, but their life experiences are very, very different.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I agree with you that they had to flush her out. I think if you had 10 episodes, maybe it flows better.
Oh, yeah. I think that if we had more episodes, it would have been.
It feels more like Loki, right? But when you have 6 episodes and it feels like 3 of them are about her, then it feels like you're taking away from the title show, which is Loki and not Sylvie. That was a
valid point.
The show just didn't give me anything, and just until you got introduced to Kang, and he explained the multiverse.
A lot. That's
it gives you a lot of nothing.
No, it does not. It sets up everything going into the multiverse. You get so much from the show.
But like I said, you could literally, you could cut this down to a movie and get straight to the point with certain things. But a lot of it was just exposition.
I agree.
Loki is the most important Disney Plus series of this phase because it teaches you what this saga is about.
I agree. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, you get a lot. I mean,
but a lot of that shit drags where you could have really simplified that shit and just be like, all right, we could have just done this in a movie.
Yes, I agree with that too.
The first 2 episodes,
I would say it's better written than most of the
first
episodes.
Because if you think that you had too much Sylvie in a TV series, you would have had less Loki because you had more time. Yeah, you have more time for her to be flushed out and for him to have his due. But if you get 2 hours in a film, you're not going to get that.
But then you get it like in episode 3 where it's just completely they're doing absolutely nothing in that show in that episode.
True. It all has a point.
They were just talking about lovey-dovey.
Was it a little less?
I get that it was like I get that it was supposed to be the introduction, like explaining the multiverse and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying. But
Loki is not the worst series on Disney Plus. Though.
That's easily one of the worst. That's easily one of the worst.
No, absolutely not. No, it's not.
Hawkeye was.
Hawkeye is the worst.
Not even like I like Hawkeye just because it's a simple story, like a man trying to get home to his kids on Christmas.
But it wasn't Hawkeye.
They rush Echo's storyline. They put in. I'm glad that Yelena was there.
But see now, that's
Kate Bishop overshadows.
Hold on. That's Bishop
outshines Hawkeye.
Facts.
Even though I love Kate Bishop, but I'm telling you, the show was convoluted. I hated Kingpin in the series.
This is a continuous problem with MCU shows. It's like none of them. They cannot figure out what type of structure they want to do. The 6 episode shit does not work. 9 episodes barely works for them.
The Loki show, I feel like, was the best probably out of all the Marvel shows and better written. Like a lot of the Marvel Disney Plus shows are not very well written. Like Hawkeye and everything like that.
That's also not true.
And with the 6 episode format, it doesn't help the freaking story being flushed out and everything like that. I feel like
you can do 6 episodes. You just have to use the 3-story structure. The 3 arc.
They don't do the 3-story structure very well.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to. I think Eric Kripke said it best. They're writing a 6-hour movie rather than a 6-hour series.
That's true.
You know who did you know what series did 6 episodes like probably the best till this day is The Walking Dead. When they did the first season with those 6 episodes.
Breaking Bad really did better.
It wasn't 6 episodes.
The first season is 6 episodes.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Most
of the shows
after season 1, right. I think season 2 is 8, and then after season 2, it's 10.
Oh, okay, so I didn't see. But like Walking Dead, I feel like is a really good example of that, though. Like when you have a 6 episode series, you shouldn't be wasting any time, and I think that's what they're trying to do is just stretch these things out and make them feel like movies. Like, oh, you gotta wait till last 9, like hit motherfuckers over the head like each episode. Like
you see, Walking Dead is kind of different because even though it had 6 episodes, they did that because they had plans to do more. We don't know if some of these series are going to get part 2 or not. So you gotta put it all in a nice
series.
Right.
They're all
you gotta put it all in a
miniseries.
nice bow. Loki's getting a season 2.
Yeah.
What else is getting one?
Daredevil will get a season 2. But the rumors were happening before.
Right.
That a season 2. They just confirmed it at the end of season 1.
We knew Wanda was only going to be 1 season. We knew Falcon was only going to be 1 season, right? So we already knew that some of these are going to be 1 season. When it came to The Walking Dead, they did those six episodes, but they knew that or hoped that they were going to get their chance to go on and do another season. So
I think you're basically saying it's more better.
They're mini series, that they're not even traditional series. They're mini series.
Yeah, but even that, like, I still think that they just need to get it better. Like, I don't know, like just get better writers or something like that. Just
cut. Look, best example, Falcon Winter Soldier for me. For that show, there's probably 1 episode. There was 1 episode is probably a dud, but for the most part, there's more episodes I liked than what I disliked walking away from the show. I like 5 episodes for sure from that show. The episode with the boat. That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, why is this in here? We're trying to fix up a boat. Like, get this shit out of here.
It was showing his family life. I mean, that's like
but they got in the earlier
you're learning who he is as a character. You needed more episodes.
But I already know who he is.
No, we don't. We don't know about him. No, we don't. Besides Sam being friends with Steve Rogers,
right?
You know, losing his partner in the military.
So you got to show him and fucking Bucky
Sam.
bonding.
You don't know who Sam is,
right? And you got to show him and Bucky
besides
bonding.
superficial stuff. You know, superficial things.
I don't need to know about
Sam. I know one thing about Sam.
You do need to know about all these characters. That's how it works.
Actually, I know one thing about Sam, that he's Captain America.
Relevant to the show.
But I can tell you another thing, but his family life was a part of who Sam Wilson was, so it was relevant.
But his lived experiences. But let's talk about the real issues with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Flag Smashers. So to say that, it's a great show, just like every other show. No, let me finish. The rewrites and the inconsistencies within the story, because you see them, raiding these ships of, that have medicine in them, and where they had to do the rewrites, they don't go back and they don't address that. They don't fix that. The weird voiceover dub. So the show is good. And then the quick turnaround and turnabout from John Walker, which is ridiculous in the end. It really ruined his whole character arc. Within the last 10 minutes, he's like, "Oh, I'm good." You talk about a quick switch around. That was ridiculous. It did. Yes, it did. Because John Walker wasn't a bad dude like that before. He was great. He was suffering from PTSD. He only got crazy as he saw his friend. He was going through. He was already going into a descent of madness. Because he was losing. Yes, he was, when he was talking to his friend, and he was talking about power and feeling like he was losing. He was already in a descent of madness. Because the friend pushed him completely over the edge, right? And then everything he's doing in the season finale, and then he's snapping on people, and then a quick turn about, he's good. Because before that, this is why I don't think the show writers. That's where your bias comes in. No, I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased. No, because the show. This is how they set up John Walker's character. First things first, we saw Sam and Bucky disrespect him. They was being very disrespectful to him. He didn't disrespect them. He wanted to work with them. And then what they're trying to write is that, we're supposed to hate John because he's the next Captain America, and he's been. If they wrote to where the mantle was supposed to be retired. But, and that should never happen, because Falcon is why one of the things that's pissing me off about Falcon show, he knows for a fact the government can never ever be trusted. These people got corrupted by Hydra. Why would he give Sam Shield? No, that was Shield. That wasn't the Secretary of State. That's a different. But he gave it to the government, directed to the government. He knows these people are corrupted. As a black man, he knows you can't trust the government. He's also a soldier and fought for his country. So he was even as a hero. So he's all about the red, white, and blue and the patriot and being a patriot. But he believed that that was Shield. That was Shield. That said, it wasn't. He didn't give the Shield to Shield. No,
but it was Shield
taken over by Hydra.
Yeah, it wasn't the government.
Shield was a government agency, but Shield.
But there's more government officials outside of your Shield. But Hydra, but she was a big part of the government too. Has been taken over, correct? So they feel that they defeated Hydra. He feels that he's coming back to honor his friend. He doesn't want to pick up this mantle, and he wants to honor it and put it in the Captain America Museum. I'm fine if you don't want to put it on, but put it in your attic. Can't trust the government.
I just want him to have powers. I want them to give him powers.
Batman,
give him powers.
I know they won't.
Oh, you talking about Sam?
I want him to have powers because I just think.
I like that he doesn't have powers.
It's good, right? But when he's using the shield, he can't be throwing it with the same kind of power that Captain America does. You know what I mean? So if he's throwing his shield,
he has a nice style though.
But but we did see him struggle with the shield.
We saw him training at least, But it's just look at the last episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. Look how long it took him to fight Batroc. Look how long it took Bucky to fight the Flag Smashers weapon. Bucky was, and I understand Bucky got powers, but Sam was fighting somebody that doesn't have powers like him. His fight with Batroc was longer than Bucky beating up more people than him. I'm like, bruh.
He's just a human. He's just a because he's special ops, but he's not a superpower. He's not enhanced.
Right. And
so why would we make it look? Of course, it needs to look.
Yeah, the fight's
like
gonna be long. He's plus you want to give him shine to show how he uses his powers or whatever his abilities different than Captain America. So you're gonna have a longer fight. That's normal. But now I'm just saying when we get into like, you know,
I want a Captain America
who can beat up.
I need a Captain America who can beat up.
Right, and he's fighting people with superpowers. That's gonna kind of.
I mean, but he uses technology. Have
him train with Shang-Chi and get his hands up. Ain't nobody fucking with Shang-Chi when it comes to the hands.
He'll get him good. He need to train with Shang-Chi and he'll get him good.
I think he's
fine. Basically using technology on a smaller scale, but Tony's was a whole suit. He's using technology. He's got vibranium technology and stuff like that. So he's using tech along with just his, special ops training and his ability to fight and his wings.
I think he's going to be fired. I'm not even doubting that. I think Captain America: New World Order. I think it's going to be lit. I'm hoping it's going to be lit. That's a dope title. It is. I think it's going to be lit. I'm excited for that one.
And I like that he doesn't take the serum because it makes me remember what Zemo said. Even though I think that he would be closer because his ideals line up with Steve Rogers. When Zemo says there's never been another Steve Rogers. I mean, I think he's close, but I kind of like that he refuses to take the serum because it shows how honorable he is.
I don't think even in the comics he takes the serum.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so
he's like Batman.
Yeah, so he's like, I have special ops training. He trained with the wings, so he knows how the wings work. Very good. That's what he was, air combat.
Yeah, having the wings and the shield is pretty deadly because those wings aren't dull at all. You probably chop somebody's head off with the wings.
And then he has the vibranium tech too on top of that, so he's got tools at his disposal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course,
the little bird thing. Whatever you call it.
Yeah, and he's got he did have, what was it called? I can't think right now. Oh my god.
The little bird thing, right? It's supposed to be a bird in the comic.
Well, he doesn't have that anymore because you remember Red Hawk.
Red Wing?
Well, no, Red Wing, right?
Red Wing.
Yeah, Red Wing.
But they could give him one though. What happened to it?
No, he's got remember it broke. It broke. You remember? And now he's got the vibranium tech that flies. You remember because that's what goes onto the truck that helps him push the truck back.
In the comics, he's also in the comics. He was also mutated in the comics with
he has powers
connected with the bird.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get a new one, WZ. They get new costumes every single movie. He's going to get a new costume.
I do think that Cap 4 will be better than Thor 4.
But he's going to get a new one this movie.
You think Cap 4 will be better than Thor 4? Me too. I think
it will too.
Thor is on the bottom. Is one at the bottom for me.
I always like the spy espionage stuff. That's why I'm so hyped for Secret Invasion because I love mistrust and the real more political thriller stuff that they do with Captain American stuff.
Look, so some black individuals real quick, they did a very detailed article on Sam Wilson, and I want to show you guys this article. Some black individuals, shouts out Black excellence. They did a great article detailing Sam Wilson's career, and I think we should take this into account.
Here we go.
It's about time we acknowledge that Sam Wilson cannot fight.
What?
Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4.
Why are you such a hater?
What?
I'm not hating. I didn't make this. That ain't me. This ain't my website. I didn't make this.
This is against people with super strength. What the heck?
I didn't make this. You guys, I did not make this. I'm not trying to set up Sam Wilson. I didn't make this shit.
They set up Sam Wilson.
You do. He hates Sam Wilson.
I don't hate him. I like him.
No, you do not. You hate on him all the time. Don't start.
He got burned.
All that stuff you said about him and Falcon Winter Soldier. You do not like.
I have a question. I have a question about this Spider-Man freshman year. You guys think that this is like the new like a new origin story for Tom? Like when we get the new trilogy and stuff, like it'll be like, all right, so this is the timeline where
I think it's its own thing. No, not connecting nothing.
Because they're saying it's canon. So
there's two things. One, it could possibly, because Caden, I think we were talking about this.
Yeah.
One, it could be a what if because the Watcher did open the panel, or two, maybe possibly somehow
and the spell together
reread his timeline. Or C, somehow we discovered that Doctor Strange has already kind of like gave him some type of memory swipe, because they did say, Caden, because you tell them what you found out about the episode 1 of the show.
That there's a twist at the end. There's a twist at the end of episode 1 that we will find out.
It kind of changes what we know of him.
View of this series and the change our view on MCU Spider-Man. So
interesting.
So yeah.
For now,
I just hope it's 2D animation.
Not canon. For now, I'm going with not canon. Hopefully, it's what if.
It's canon, but it's just canon. It's like it might be a multiverse.
No, I'm saying canon to the main MCU.
Yeah,
I'm not running with canon to the main MCU. If it's canon to the multiverse, it makes sense.
Cinematic multiverse rather than the.
But I mean, it might make sense. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we have.
From what I've seen, none of it makes sense to me. I can't piece that together.
Yeah, it's.
I think he's trying on all these different suits. He's trying on the Future Foundation suit, which is a high-tech suit. That's way better than. Well, I'm not saying it's better than what Tony gave him, but in his first 6 months, he can't get all these fancy suits, run into Dr. Octopus and all these people, and then in No Way Home, he acts like he doesn't never seen a Dr. Octopus before.
Well, that's why we're saying that there's something. That's what we're saying. There's something that's going to change.
Yeah.
His story. We don't know if it's this becomes his story after Kang or whatever the spell is, or this was his original story and things were shifted, or even the spell for Doctor Strange of the Multiverse of Madness could have altered these events. We don't know. It could be any of these multiple things, but they say it's canon to
MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah, to his character, to his version of Pete Parker. That's the confusing part.
I'm not putting that much faith in it.
So we've got to wait 2 years to figure it all out. That's the part that drives me insane. Like, I got to wait 2 years.
2024 and 2025 will be here before we know it. We're almost done 2022 already. So
I know, but I just want to see it, though. I just want to see it.
That's why. All right, if they are,
you missed 2023.
If they are slightly rebooting his timeline due to whatever Kang does with time, okay, I can work with that. As far as the Doctor Strange spell,
like, what if Loki season 2 reveals that like Kang has like changed a lot of things that we don't know about?
I have a theory, but I feel like where Loki's at is like where Kang is completely dominant and stuff, and I feel like that's where like Scott and them are probably gonna find themselves, like where like Kang has conquered something and something like that, and it's gonna be like two separate. It kind of like brings that whole incursions thing, like where it's like Kang's world versus like whatever current like MCU, and it's gonna be like Kang, or maybe it's like Kang and Doctor Doom having a war and stuff, and you know, or something like that.
What would you do after you're done with Multiverse Saga?
See, but I did want to going back to
see something like this. Dot, put up my screen real quick, please. Something like this would be really cool. Like Kang has this type of room where it's like room full of like stuff from the times he has conquered, you know, just of random stuff, you know.
Yeah,
and we do know, like we do know at the end of Loki season 1, where she kills He Who Remains, it reset the TVA. So we don't know, even like it could have did a reset of some type of timeline stuff, because the sacred timeline now has changed. And then has anybody, do you all want me, and then I could tell you a small thing if you all want me to tell you something. Did you all know what Kang says to Ant-Man in the trailer? Where
I saw the little trailer.
Okay, where he said, he asked him, he was like, are you an Avenger? Have I killed you before?
Yeah,
so it's like, you know.
Definitely that Kang has had like interaction and has killed a group of the Avengers before.
Ashley, did the trailer get leaked?
There's a small video. You mean send it to you?
Yeah, it's all off centered and shit. Like it's like
hard.
it looks
you
like
have to really listen.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention, like, and can really focus on it, make sure you have your headphones in when you watch it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Let me get it.
I think Jonathan Majors is gonna kill it, and it's just like finally, like, you know, Marvel's gonna give us another dope villain.
Kevin Feige says that
and one that's gonna be around a lot.
I bet it.
Kevin Feige said that when he was casting, when they were casting and auditioning like people for Kang, and just like Kang in general, like for this whole thing, Jonathan Majors was the standout like from day one, like, and I was like, wow, that's like
he's a solid actor, you know. That's what he do.
Yeah.
You know,
oh wait, I gotta send you the one I recorded because it's
based on one like how he sounds. It's like he's like more of like a soft, but like it's like he has like a soft tone to his voice. He's not like, you know, so, but it's menacing.
Yeah.
So that's.
I'm sending it to you, Dot. I'm glad I recorded it because it got taken down.
Marvel needs to make a phase with just straight villains, man. Like that's what we need. We need like a
man. But Perk, that's what DC doing. You got Joker, Black Adam, villains.
Black Adam is not really a villain.
He's a villain. He's gonna be a villain.
I think that would be a smart technique for DC to do. It's just like do all villain movies, and just then build.
I mean, we do the best villain movies for comic book movies, so you know.
I can't wait for Joker the musical. It's gonna be so
that's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Walking.
Then they said the Marvels was gonna have a musical.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that either.
It's just one.
I love musicals.
It's just one scene.
But
but Joker 2 is like
musical than
Marvels.
Yeah, that's a
Marvels
full-on
is
musical.
like has like 1 or 2 scenes as a musical. It's
because they go to a musical planet.
Yeah, they like where it's like Disenchanted, basically.
And this
like,
Joker movie is not getting my money at all.
The what?
Come on,
the Joker movie, it's not getting my
And
money.
let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, Caden, Dot is gonna cap so hard for this freaking musical movie.
Oh.
And complain about the musical elements in the Marvels. Watch.
It's going to be the first superhero.
If it's trash in the Marvels, I'm gonna call it
property.
Trash.
It's going to be the first, in quotation, superhero movie property that I'm not going to see in the theater. It's going to be the first one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, didn't they used to do that sometimes, like with like Joker and Harley Quinn? They used to like kind of like sing a little bit in the animated series.
Just like
sometimes, and they did it in the recent.
I could see them doing some shit like that.
They did it recently in the Batman Arkham Knight game. Joker was like literally had a musical number in Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh, right.
Yeah, video game and cartoon. I'm cool with that.
Like if it's like 2/3 of the movie's a musical, or like not even 2/3, like barely like of the movie's a musical.
Right.
At most 2/3. Like I think they're just like trying to be like, oh, it's a musical, but I don't think it's like as big as a musical as people think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's as like I think it'll be more like a Disney musical, like Lion King and Tarzan. Like at times they do music.
It's just
I think
like people
I don't want to see
at
that.
most 5 musical numbers, at the very least 2, like that type of thing.
Since when do people hate musicals? Yeah, musicals aren't bad. You know,
I love
they're
musicals,
bad when they're bad, but
really
they're bad when they're bad,
but
it's not like anything bad.
Yeah, I don't like musicals. I'm not into.
That'd be the day a musical making $1 billion, like a Marvel or DC movie making $1 billion.
See, Ashley, even Batman 7 realizes you're bullying me. Look at that.
He's like, it's probably you. That's probably you.
I don't know who that is. I don't know. That's a new person. What's up, Batman 7?
What?
I don't know who that is. I'm serious. I don't know who that is. I don't know what it is. That's not
I'm
me.
joking.
It's like he puts a new camera on, but it's like some.
I'm unhinged Batman 17. If you haven't heard, so that's probably where I should be.
Yeah.
I'm the widow.
Ashley's the unhinged widow.
Yeah.
But Ashley, can I ask you a quick question? I want to go too long. But so how much did you like the Shazam 2 trailer on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, you're trying to get me to say something positive, but you've
what? No.
I'm salty, Dot. You have been
question.
salty, Dot, for about.
I haven't been
NBC.
salty. What are you talking about? Salt? There's no salt. Did you?
If I'm gonna give it a score out of 10, I like the trailer. I'm gonna give it. I haven't gave it a score yet. I didn't give it a 10. That's not what I said. I said out of 10 if I'm gonna give it a score. I like the trailer. I like this suit. My favorite moment in the trailer is when the kids like were so annoying, the first one to me. I like when they're all lined up and then they all say Shazam. So I thought that was really cute.
Shazam.
Okay.
Some parts of it I still felt the cheesiness of it, but like I laughed. Like I love the little part where he's like talking to the doctor and he's like, I'm a pediatrician, right? So I thought it was cute. It doesn't seem I feel like from what I'm seeing, Zachary Levi seems like he's toning his stuff down a little bit. But if I'm gonna give it a trailer,
I saw some derpy face.
I saw derpy stuff, but it didn't feel as derpy as.
Is this the same director?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm gonna give it a score, I give it a 7. A 7. I liked it.
All right, but so I think she's gonna like the movie then. She's gonna like the movie, y'all.
I wanted to like the first one. How many times
you did like the first one? We already know this. I
didn't.
Yes,
I've seen it so many times in hopes that I would give it another shot, and I just couldn't.
I give the trailer 8.5.
The Black Adam trailer. I liked parts of it.
You didn't like the sneak peek?
I liked it, but it doesn't feel like Black Adam to me. It just feels like The Rock being The Rock. But I liked.
I think it's the bald head. He should have probably had hair.
He should have had the pointy ears too.
Yeah, that too.
And he should have like tried to have some acting range a bit. But I like Dr. Fate like a lot in that stuff. What was the girl's name? What's the girl's name that you see in the trailer? What's her name of her character?
Cyclone.
Yeah.
Cyclone. I thought that the effect looked really cool when she was using her powers and like the green and the colors around her.
Yeah,
but
I can't wait to see Cyclone. They're gonna. I would really
say
cool.
It's like a 5 or 5.
I don't know. I don't know where I heard this from, but they were saying that like the JSA was going to be like the new Justice League.
Yeah, that they're focusing on them. Yeah, they said that at Comic-Con that's their focus. Yeah.
I guess that's.
I think for that specifics, I don't think they're going to be Justice League. A specific subsection that they want to focus on.
I know the JSA.
Yeah, like they're going to be like the main focus.
They said that at Comic-Con
for now. Like as JSA and Justice League Dark are like the two main team focuses right now, probably.
Yeah,
I'm not tripping. I like the JSA type, so I'm not tripping off that.
No,
characters to build off this stuff with.
But both of those trailers are fun and nice. But that Black Panther trailer bodies both of them. Like I think that as a superhero movie trailer. That is probably
that trailer was great.
That is probably my favorite.
I don't know about that. It looked like a Hype Williams music video. I'll give it that.
Visually, it looked beautiful. All of it. It looked great.
That's what it felt like. It felt like a music video. That song was so tight, and that's the only thing I really liked from the trailer was that song.
Miss me.
The song was fine.
I do like the fact that
trailer right now, I guarantee you that ain't gonna bring that trailer, man. That was just a plot to prey on my emotions. That's all that trailer was. Trying to get me in my feels. They tried.
They gotta get you in your feels.
They tried.
Like, I think the trailer was fine, but
I didn't cry on stream because like I was mesmerized, but like after I watched it like on my TV, I cried. I've seen it more than that. I've seen it like. And every time I
just watched it like 5 times in a row on my TV.
And then I've watched all these reactions to it. Like I'm obsessed with this trailer. Like even though
it's edited so beautifully. Although there's like 2 shots I wish they would swap. Like I think they should have put the M'Baku shot first and then the firing shot.
Yeah, I loved all the stuff with like the Namor shots. Like when he comes down to the throne. Like
Aquaman looked better.
No, it doesn't look better. No, it does not look better.
Aquaman actually has a suit and not speedos.
Aquaman uses Avatar 1 technology. Black Panther 2 uses Avatar 2 technology.
Yeah.
But see, every technology that DC does use, like the MCU, we do it better. The Batman.
No.
And then the Thor 4, they use the same technology that the bad movie, the LED technology. And guess what? It was mediocre.
That's
volume.
not true.
The volume.
KK Doc's always
not
speaking
true.
facts.
We always do it.
There's no lights in Gotham. It's one of the darkest.
Whoa. Hey, you can't be hating on Gotham. Gotham's poor. You can't hate on Gotham. They don't got enough money for street lights.
That's supposed to be.
That was one of the darkest movies I've ever seen. I didn't mind it. I get the hopelessness of it in but it was very, very dark at times. Very, very dark.
I thought I was hiding in the shadow. I am the shadow.
There's darkness and then there's too dark. Okay. And things can be overdone. And it's overdone at times and it gets pretentious. Sorry.
No, what's super dark is either you're watching like a Walking Dead episode or Game of Thrones season 8.
I don't watch Game. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Do you guys think they'll have like, the Chadwick Boseman fanfare for Black Panther 2 and then an after like thing with Chadwick memoriam? So they'll have the Chadwick fanfare that they had at like the his like celebration of life ceremony thing that they showed from Disney, and then the like that they had like with it's a bunch of just Black Panther scenes with Chadwick, and then at the end they're gonna have Chadwick Boseman and a picture of him with like birth year, death year type thing, like how they do with Stanley with Captain Marvel.
I have no clue. But
I hope so.
I mean, I think they're going to they're going to go big without they're going to celebrate him. I think
in the opening in the Marvel Studios, like the letters is going to be like the Stanley. They're going to do that. Even though it's going to be. I think I'm gonna. It's going to be like for me, it's like a double-edged sword because I think I'm really going to like it. But I still, as much as I love that trailer, as much as I feel like I'm going to connect with them, from what I'm seeing of it, I still want T'Challa. I still wanted T'Challa, though. Like, I still wanted T'Challa. I was talking about
this last night on William's stream on Point X Lounge, how, like, I think after Secret Wars, that's when they'll introduce, like, when the whole universe changes and stuff, I think they're going to introduce a new T'Challa after Secret Wars.
Yeah, I had that theory too because I was like that. I could see them the last
story of Wakanda and the story of the Black Panther, but you don't tell the story of T'Challa until after Secret Wars. That's when you so then you can be like, oh, here's the new T'Challa. Boom.
So they keep hinting that the Shuri stuff is not permanent. So
I think it's gonna be like one more movie with her as Black Panther. Then they're gonna like age up the son to be Black Panther.
That's what I don't. But I want an actual T'Challa, like.
I feel like after Secret Wars,
and that's the thing, right? Because everybody brings up. I talked about it. Everyone brings out a multiverse T'Challa. Like, I understand you can also do that, but it's like, I want this version, right? You built up the MCU built up this version. I want to see this.
But would you think that the actor that will play this version would have big shoes to fill to copy exactly what Chadwick did? Because if the actor that they get. That's
it's
Chadwick did.
Yeah,
you'd be like, oh, but he's not T'Challa anymore, but he's supposed to be T'Challa because
you would have done a split. I could see it. It's like,
I think yes, it's definitely
the audience would be like taken back, be like, hold up, that's supposed to be Chadwick, and he's not acting like Chadwick in this stuff though.
That's how I looked at Loki.
It's the same actor. It's the same actor.
But that's not the same Loki.
The characters evolve. They don't stay. They don't stay the same. That's different. When you're replacing an actor with someone else, I kind of understand Caden's point. Like if someone came in that situation, so I feel like the easiest thing to do is for us to be introduced to a new version. Like, we would have to be introduced to a new Wakanda. Right. I just don't want him just to show up and be like, I'm T'Challa now.
Yeah,
like, I want to see his world. I want to see where he comes from.
That's my whole
that
thing.
Type of thing.
One of my main things about the recast T'Challa thing is I don't want some new actor coming and feel totally different than what Chadwick has already set in stone.
I've read it. I read the Wakanda prologue.
All right.
And also,
let's say if they did recast, right? And this is the thing. I think as fans and as a studio and just any black man should get the opportunity to continue the role. Any black man, nobody else but a black man specifically. Now, as far as the pressure that can come from it, the studio, the cast, even fans should try to pressure this person just because, like, oh, if you're not good, if
pressure
you're not
regardless.
Like, you're not good enough. Because it's going to be pressure regardless. Either way, it's pressure.
But even if there's no pressure from the fans, no pressure from the audience or whatever, there's still self pressure. There's still that self pressure to fill in the shoes of the previous person,
and that's why you hire somebody that's willing to do it. You don't just get anybody. But
I don't think anyone would be willing to do that.
I mean, whoever. Let's say
I don't see it happening in Ryan Coogler's film. Like I don't see in his films it happening either because his relationship.
So I agree that you should recast the T'Challa.
I want one, but I just don't think it's going to be in his movies.
Yeah, I don't think I think you should wait until Secret Wars is done and you get Ryan Coogler out of his whole trilogy and stuff. And if he continues the fourth one, it's really a first movie in the new universe, and then it's a new Wakanda and new everything, or not new everything, but it's like it's still some similar stuff, but it's a newer, feels new because it's after Secret Wars and it's like feels new universe.
I feel like you could introduce one still while in the midst of before Secret Wars, like maybe during Secret Wars.
Yeah,
when we're seeing all these different universes, but I don't think Ryan Coogler, it's not gonna happen in this movie.
No, I think because
it's not. I don't think it's going to.
I think it's up to Ryan Coogler and Feige to decide if they were going to recast or not, because they are the ones that are in charge of that character and of course and Kevin Feige is in charge of that universe. So I think it was really in the hands of them and Sarah Finn as well, who's the casting director, to figure out the best way possible to continue the story without having that tonal shift of an actor and character to be like, oh, let's just use this multiverse saga as a way to continue the Wakanda story and the Shuri story and the Okoye and Dora Milaje and stuff. And as I mentioned to Ashley too, is that even like when he was, of course, as we like the trailer, it put up Wakanda Forever first and then Black Panther. And even with the marketing, as we see, they are really marketing Wakanda Forever rather than like the main title of Black Panther. So it really seems like they're trying to continue the Wakanda story and second, the Black Panther story.
Yeah, I don't like the Black Panther being so small. Like, cause it's like when you like at the trailer, it's so little.
That's why might as well just call it Wakanda Forever. Like, take it out the title. Just call it Wakanda Forever at that point.
Yeah, because right now it seems like with this movie, it seems like the first Black Panther with the whole but instead of of a current person being Black Panther, because T'Challa was the current Black Panther and he was being rivaled by M'Baku and then Killmonger. It seems like there's no current Black Panther, and they're trying to find that new Black Panther. And of course, you have Shuri, we have Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and Nakia. But I think the top candidates would have been Okoye and M'Baku. Like that's who I feel like should have. But I think the thing is M'Baku, he believes in Bast, and I think, not in Bast, in the Ape God.
Yeah.
Ape God.
And so the Ape God would have not allowed him to be the Black Panther. So he would have the only thing he would have taken from this is the royalty, and then the other person that would have taken the place of Black Panther would have been either Okoye, Nakia, or Shuri, or some random. Or Wakabi. But even Wakabi, he doesn't believe in Bast. He believes in some other god that I don't think was really known who he represents. But so the three people are Okoye, Nakia, and Shuri. But even Shuri's I don't know.
I do like the premise of the film. Like, these two nations, who are, one is in the sea and one's on land, and they're very similar in the same way that, you know, people are trying to, you know, invade them, and then which is causing them to fight, you know, and then they both, you know, have the love for their nations. And I like that contrast in the story that way. And then, you know, who's the one that's really, you know, setting them up to fight, which, you know, we have an idea. But so I do like that. But
I mean, I'm looking
it still
for
seems really, really weird that there's no T'Challa. As much as I think I'm gonna like the movie, I still want T'Challa. If that makes any sense.
It feels hollow. It feels hollow, like something's missing.
Like if it would have been during the blip, even though it would have been going back, okay, and you would have done the story like Chill and Dot have talked about, and then all these things happening, and
but the thing is, it would not make sense for this movie to take place between Infinity War and Endgame, because of the Endgame battle, where we have no mention of a new civilization or Namor.
I know. I mean, but you know, but they're also worried about Thanos at that point. But I mean, yeah, I get it. But we had that little bitty hint.
And even
where
Shuri's
she's talking about an earthquake. So, well, Shuri, yeah, I'm saying Shuri couldn't have been in the movie.
Shouldn't they mention like at least the Celestial's hand that's poking out the whole ocean?
I think they will. I think they'll.
They have to bring that back up, and they have to bring back Khonshu turning back the night sky, because he never turned it back either.
Well, I think he was just showing.
But he never turned it back. You remember, he switched it, and then everyone saw the night sky going back, but there was never any indication that it reverted back to where it's supposed to be.
Right.
So like that's like a bigger implication too. Like when you know all these little bitty things. When you think
I think Shuri's gonna be the Black Panther. I think it's.
I wish it was Nakia. No.
I feel
I'm
like
saying a wild card, and it's gonna be Killmonger. Because we didn't see a body.
No, but the thing about his scene at the end is very clear that he wants to die. He does not want to live. He wants to die because he
is resurrected in the comic books in the same type of throne room, like where they're dancing in front of. They bring him back to life.
But I think it would have ruined that scene for him as a character.
I know, but I mean, but if they're,
I think it's honestly, although like. It's odd that it's Killmonger that she sees in the ancestral plane, but I think there will be a reason that we don't know about yet.
It just makes no. I mean, like we know why there's no T'Challa, but like from a narrative standpoint, it makes no sense. So,
well, I think we'll figure out why there is no. Like,
isn't Namor like Aztec or something now?
Yeah, Namor's Mayan Aztec. Mesoamerican.
It looks really
cool.
Still look weird though.
Wait a minute. This dude, OG Derek, thank you for coming. If I'm really thinking about it, this dude he became king in Civil War. That was 2016.
And then
for about 2 years, then he died. Then he came back.
He's king for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
he was bled.
Bro, barely been king and shit. And already
but we don't know. I mean, in the storyline, we don't know where we're at.
We also don't know how far.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be that far from in the end game. Probably the same year or the year after, but still.
I mean, we know Hawkeye is what 2024,
a year after,
right?
Yeah.
So it could be set in.
I think it's going to be
2025. I think so too.
So that's like 3.5 years he's king, but 2 years we don't see.
Not enough.
I mean,
his dad was probably
in history that die. There's a bunch of There's a bunch of kings that die.
But how long was his dad king though? His dad must have been king for a long, long time.
King Tut's dad was king for like a long, long time, and he died 3 years after too. King Tut was only king for 3 to 4 years, but his father was king for like 50 years. So, looking at history, there's a bunch of kings and princes who have different.
What about Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, but
how long?
But you're talking about a different civilization. While
he's just trying to find complaints about anything.
Yeah.
Nah, look. I guarantee T'Challa's dad was a king for longer than 5 years.
No,
I
yeah, he
guarantee
was.
that was king for longer than 5 years.
No, I mean, you see that he was king during when he visits Sterling K. Brown. Like he was king.
We don't know how old he was. We don't know how old he was.
But
He could have been in his 30s or whatever. But we don't know when he became king. I want to know when he became king.
Yeah, I think he probably became king around the time that T'Challa became king as well. But I think I think the difference between T'Challa and his father T'Chaka is that T'Challa was met with so much more of a high standard, and also, of course, Killmonger, who has opened the doors for Wakanda to be open. The ideas implanted, while T'Chaka was scared. He, like, as we see in that all of Wakanda's royalty has been scared of the outside world coming in and their world going out. And so I think Killmonger opened up doors, and I think that's also, I think what will happen is I think there will be a conflict about opening Wakanda in this as well, especially with Atlantis and Wakanda. And also there's a scene in the trailer where we see Shuri get up from the throne room, and obviously the throne room's flooded, as we see later on in the trailer, and it's blazed in fire. I think that's honestly a nightmare that Bast is giving Shuri, of not taking up the Black Panther mantle, where there needs to be a Black Panther. And Shuri's like, no, I don't want to. But then Bast is like, no, you have to.
Well, if the leaks is true, we know that somebody else is the reason she's gonna really become Black Panther.
Hopefully she got her hands up, because you know what I'm saying. I ain't see her
They help. That person helps.
She ain't got no paws like that.
I mean, maybe Bast scares her into going to the astral plane, and then we see that person. Also.
Well, that's how she's gonna see.
Yeah, I think Bast and that person help her push to become Black Panther.
But I don't even think it should be that person, because that's the last person that should be teaching how to become Black Panther.
Yeah, but
because if we go by that logic, then it should be T'Challa, indeed.
But he can't be there. He can't be there. He can't be there though. But he can't. Yes,
I know he can't be there. But
you're just saying the same thing I'm saying. They're not gonna
or even the daddy. The daddy. Why not the daddy?
Yeah, that makes
They could get a digital Chadwick in there. They could do it. I wouldn't put it past them.
They won't do that.
They did it for Leia.
I don't think they said that. I don't think they have the rights to his likeness.
They do have the digital scan. They do have the digital scans of him, because they digital scan every actor in the MCU. But they're not going to do that. Even if they own those, they do own those digital rights.
But they don't own the likeness. So if they own the likeness, they don't. That's why they had to
look it up. They do. He does. They do own their likeness.
Likeness of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, when it comes to that type of stuff, yes, they do own his likeness for toys, everything. For all of that stuff, they do own his likeness.
But for digital repurpose, they don't.
For the scanning, because they own the rights to all actors. Even like small actors in WandaVision, they own their likeness rights for those actors. So I could imagine that maybe it's maybe once they pass away, it's different. If he was alive, maybe that's the thing. But I don't think that I don't think that they would do that, even if they did own the rights, because it's just poor taste.
Well, I think the reason why he's not in the ancestral plane is because he did not die in battle.
I feel like
that's the reason. That's how you enter the ancestral plane when you die, because you have to die in battle.
But the dad didn't die.
How T'Chaka? Like he died, but he got blown the fuck up.
I mean, that was a terrorist attack.
He got blown up.
Battle.
But that's not. I don't get. That's not battle like that. That's
a terrorist. He still died because of an act of war. A terrorist attack.
That's not battle. I mean, if they're talking about battle, like let's say Killmonger versus T'Challa in the first movie. That's the act of battle. I think.
Yeah.
Bye, Fishman.
I don't think terror is the town.
I think we'll figure out. I think we'll figure it out in this movie why he's not there.
They have to make it make sense.
I mean, we know that we know he's there. They're just not going to show it. We know he's for a fact there. They're just not going to show it.
Do we though?
Yeah, he's there. He has to go there. If he can't go nowhere else, he ate the herb. You eat the herb, you're going there. Or you take some of the herb, you're going there. I can take the herb.
Who's going to be the big bad of Black Panther 2? Who they going to throw away this time?
I think Atuma.
It's supposed to be Atuma.
Well,
die.
Well, Namor is Namor and Atuma, but they're not. They're all set up to fight him. The person who's pulling the strings is the ultimate villain.
The Avatar people.
Those are Namor's people.
Oh, the Avatar people, the blue people.
They're Atlanteans. They're blue in the comic books. They came before Avatar.
Yeah, but that's all I can think about whenever I see them now. It's just like, is this Avatar?
No, they're Atlanteans.
People in Avatar look better, though. That's the thing. That's the difference.
No, they do.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Yeah, I saw Nope again in IMAX.
Ugly blue people, don't gas them up.
Stop it. They look.
I tell you one thing. I saw Nope in IMAX, and like seeing Avatar 2, the trailer in IMAX, hits different. I was like, okay, see what they doing here.
Let me show these blue people. These blue people was looking
fucking Smurfs.
I'm not saying they look atrocious CGI wise. They look ugly. These people don't look beautiful.
They look like Avatar.
Blue lives matter. K-Dot,
What people are you talking about?
Look, the blue people. These people don't look beautiful. They look nasty.
Right.
Look at them. They look disgusting.
Look at her head garb. She looks gorgeous. What are you talking about?
He looks cool, and she look. These two, they look skinny.
They definitely look like some bootleg Avatar.
They look nothing like Avatar. They're blue.
If James Cameron couldn't get the budget, that's what they would look like in real life.
But they're people.
I think that's what it would look like.
Blue.
Smurfs.
You are.
That's why I want to refer to them.
I hate it. Look at these blue.
Yeah, you are. They're not ugly. You all are just.
Would you date one of these blue people? Would you date one?
I wouldn't date any blue person
because they look hideous.
They don't look like idiots. They look really cool. Yeah,
look, they don't look like. Look at that. They can't even climb properly and stuff. They got bad backs.
That was fine.
They're really they. All I can think about is Avatar when I see these blue motherfuckers.
And they're not aliens.
That's all I'm gonna think about.
So since Namor is a mutant, are the Atlanteans technically mutants, or is he?
No, he is
part
a
mutant and part Atlantean.
He's a mutant, but he also has in the comics, his father is human and his mother is Atlantean, but I think they're switching it.
So he's going to be Atlantean.
Also,
they are Atlantean, but we don't know if they're going to call them Atlanteans.
Yeah, they're called like
the film, but they're Atlanteans in the comics. Namor's.
Yeah. How are they going to make the mutants like how are they going to make the world fear mutants where they're in a world where a green person can walk around and stuff like? Are they going to have to set up where like Magneto has to do something to make them like kind of hate mutants? Because it kind of just I'm wondering how they're going to like introduce like the mutants as a whole, like the actual mutants.
I think the only way to do it is like for the people who have to fear. I'm gonna have to use that as an example. What's a lot of fear that some white people have of black people? That we become the bigger population. We start to weed them out.
Overpopulate and take them over. That's what it is. That's
how but what would be the difference between that and just like a regular superhero though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because they're few and far between. A mutation lives within normal humans, and that mutate. Yeah.
You can control superheroes, but you cannot control mutations.
Yeah,
you could have
I'm just
it
saying
where,
how they're going to depict that, because it's like, yo, you've had all this different stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like
but
they're
they could
really
have it
Yeah, I
bothering
mean,
both.
anybody.
if
The
people like
mutants
Hulk,
are
Is
if people
being a
like
different.
Hulk,
mutant
they can't really hate
contagious? You know what I
these other
mean? Like
people.
they
If
could
people
say
are
Mutants
fan
are
of Hulk,
it could
they
be
different.
can't
contagious,
hate the
or
mutants.
people are gonna
Or
be
I could
scared. They
see
could
I could
tell
see
it.
them doing something. I know it'd be a little touchy because we just went for the whole like COVID thing, but like kind of like, you know how like people are sort of freaking out about COVID. You just be like they make the mutation seem like
It's
like a
infectious.
disease or something like that.
Make them eat like it's a myth, but they make it seem like it's something infectious that if you touch a mutant, they're gonna get you sick.
Yeah.
If the mutant look like, and especially the ugly looking mutants, that's why they should use the mutants that look actually ugly and stuff and butt ugly, like Nightcrawler.
Like Toad.
Those ones people would probably fear more than the ones that look human, but you can't tell that they are mutated. So I think they're gonna use those mutants, the physically ugly
It'll be
looking
like a
ones,
secret invasion of who's mutant and who's not.
play on that.
Mystery.
I think it's gonna be interesting though.
Yeah.
So they do it
real
right.
quick, I did not get to talk about this since y'all here. So I seen the She-Hulk trailer. I'm gonna watch the show, guys. I know it's a comedy, so I am excited to watch it. I'm gonna laugh at it. It's a comedy. It made it very clear. Now,
Yeah, be an
there's one
ass.
thing from this trailer. I'll be honest with you. I don't like a lot of the green screen, especially the daytime shots. But other than that, there's one thing in this trailer that pissed me off. Hulk is trash. Trash.
Are people really freaking out because she threw a rock further
The thing
than him?
is about Jennifer Walters is that she's confident as She-Hulk, and the thing is that Bruce still struggles being Hulk because he doesn't know who he wants to be.
He trash. I want Hulk.
He
trash.
Damn, bro. Yo, Thanos really fucked up the Hulk, bro. Like mentally, like just he's never been the same 5 years, 6 years later, bro. Like he really fucked it up, bro.
He was fucked up before the Hulk.
Yeah, he doubled down that shit though. Like he made sure, like, all right, yeah, the Hulk's dead. He killed that man.
Man, let's look at Hulk be sauce and She-Hulk be so great. I'm totally fine to kill off Hulk and keep She-Hulk. Like,
Is one arm bigger than the other, or am I just looking? Is it just how it's angled?
Kind of looks that way.
Was like SpongeBob shit, like.
Well, he did get his arm fixed somehow. You know, he probably didn't grow back properly. Look at this. Look at this. Whack. She-Hulk better. Tight. All right, guys. She-Hulk's better. Hulk is trash. It's over. Hulk is done in the MCU. She-Hulk's the new Hulk. I'm down for it. Let's get Hulk out of here. He's trash. I vote. Let's get rid of him. Ashley,
pack him up.
Ashley, you want to vote Hulk out the MCU and keep She-Hulk?
No, I'm just wanting to have a regression.
Oh, Caden.
I'm fine with Hulk.
I don't like a lot of the stuff I see from him in the trailer. I did say that, but I don't want him. I just want him to.
I just want him to Hulk out. I just want the Hulk to be Hulk. That's all I want. At this point, with Hulk, you can only feature this character, and every time that I've been recently featuring him, he hasn't been getting his due. Like, I'm not saying he needs a movie. He's never going to be first one.
But no, K-Dot, you gotta wait till Secret Wars. Wait till Secret Wars. He'll be back.
I don't even want to see him after Secret Wars. I'm tired of the Hulk. Let him go. But hey, Daredevil's here.
Yes.
And as I said,
that's the only exciting thing that
he's about to get smashed by She-Hulk.
At least you're excited for something.
I don't know how I feel about 18 episodes. That's a little bit much.
This isn't 18 episodes.
I'm saying like the Daredevil
I
series.
think the reason I'm starting to think that why could Daredevil be 18 episodes? Maybe because they're going to be bringing in Luke Cage and the Punisher and all those people that exist in that world.
I can see that.
Flesh it out. The characters that they want to keep. You know, maybe Jessica Jones is going to come back. And that's why it might be 18 episodes, because we're going to be introduced to like this Daredevil world instead of like giving all of them like their first own outings. It might be these characters that we were first introduced in the Netflix world from him in this. I mean, I'm like, to me, that's the only that makes sense
Because you don't want to watch like an 18 episode procedural, like just like him going, like that should be boring as fuck. Like,
and I think that they're gonna split. I don't think they're all gonna be an hour long either.
Yeah, like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that.
And I feel like that they can like flesh out the story, because I think you don't have to have that. The budget is also, because it's like, that street level fighting. You don't need those massive budgets, because the type of people that Daredevil goes up against.
It needs to be TVMA though. They need to continue that.
We might hope. I mean, it might happen, because Marvel Zombies is the first TVMA property, so it's a possibility.
And I think if they make Echo also TVMA, that'll get people to really click on it more. Like,
I have no issues with Daredevil being 18 episodes. I mean, personally, I've watched Walking Dead, Lost, all these shows had more than like 10 episodes. So as long as the shows are good and entertaining, I have no problem with 18 episodes.
But even like when you brought The Walking Dead, I feel like having 16 episodes hurt that over time, because they dragged out a lot of shit. Yeah.
Well, I don't. A lot of it was a lot of character development, especially when they brought in new characters. So I don't really have an issue with that.
I think the sweet spot is like 10 to 12. I think that's the sweet spot.
I think 18 episodes is fine. Like, just make a good Daredevil TV.
That's all. Yep.
That's all. Maybe a bowl.
This show. Go ahead, Arkham. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe it'll blow away all the trash Disney Plus shows that have been having trash writing.
So this show comes out next month, right? She-Hulk, or is it in September?
Next month.
I'm not sure how much.
August 17th.
Yeah. Oh, August. I'm not sure how much of the CG is done. I don't know, but like stuff like this here,
that should look goofy.
I think most of it looks.
It's just
good for the most part.
Yeah, like early in the trailer, she looks better here. Let me go back to it. The part where she's standing next to Hulk, throwing the rock. Like, she looks better in these shots where it's like less light. And so does Hulk.
Yeah, like that looks alright. Like the lighting is,
when it's less light. When there is light,
there's only one shot that I was really like, ugh. Yeah, for the most part, I think that she looks really good.
Yeah, I think her design looks. I have an issue with the design. It's just like her suit here. It looks kind of animated. It doesn't look like all the quality is there. Like, it looks animated. The suit.
It just doesn't look like.
Well, I know it's a fake suit, but it looks animated. Like, you can tell it's fake.
Yeah, like, to me, I don't know. Like, kind of looks animated. It looks kind of animation-ish.
That's the scene that I don't like, how she looks right here.
Oh, yeah, and you can definitely, like, the suit doesn't look like of quality. It looks fake, obviously.
She looked like an NPC from like 2K.
Yeah, she looks bad. To me, that's the one shot I'm like, she looks really bad.
Yeah.
And even though it's dark here, she does look.
I'm more
better.
worried about the story. Like, she looks good for the most part. Like, CGI is bad sometimes. I mean, I've seen some questionable things in Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
But assuming Lois still looks better than this. All right, guys. We gotta get ready to end it.
It does not.
Hold on. I got one question before.
They also don't have a Hulk mocap character for the majority of their run of their series either. So, and they're using the uncanny valley. They're not doing that either.
Before we go.
No. DC we just know when to pick our battles.
They just put Superman in a padded suit. That's obvious that he's in a padded suit.
Oh, wait.
Everybody in padded suits, though. Come on.
Wait. Shout out to Doom Patrol, because we actually got Elastic Girl, and she can stretch and stuff. But Marvel was making excuses, saying like,
what?
This wouldn't work.
That is true. Elastic Girl was stretching in Doom Patrol.
What are you talking about?
In Doom Patrol, Elastigirl, she has
stretchy
powers.
What is that? What's the point?
Because Marvel's whole excuse of changing their powers is because
that's not that wasn't the excuse. That wasn't the excuse. If you would have read the article, if you would have read the article and why they explain why they changed Miss Marvel's powers and she still does embiggen, it's just on a cosmic level. It was because they wanted her to mirror Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau. Because the continuity of the character now, it's not trash. It's not trash.
Compared to her, it is.
To her counterparts, because they're all connected.
Still trash.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol is trash. Nobody watches that.
Doom Patrol is peak television. The MC wishes they can make a good show.
No, Batman. I am not the haters. They are the haters. I can see you are an SJK Sanctum shield in a DC show. Your name is Batman. I get it.
He's not a shield of me or she, whoever they are.
They made
he's shielding for you, Dot.
They made this Marvel.
I was shield for Dot too.
All right, you guys, we do got to get ready to wrap this up.
You got me all. I'm about to choke him backstage, but it's okay.
Good conversations. You know, that a threat on my life just now on a live stream from an MCU shield. They typical MCU fans always want to choke out.
Also, shouts to the Batman for carrying 2022 for the comic book fans. You know what I'm saying? Showing what real cinema is.
No,
you know,
shout out to
giving us a really good story, giving us actual good villains. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Batman who
Marvel gave us four gave us a whole phase with no villains.
Shout out to the Batman director that actually understands that.
Batman.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching Spider-Man No Way Home right now.
Oh, that mediocre movie.
Right.
A lot of people don't like that. I like No Way Home. A lot of people don't like that movie, but
I don't hate it. I don't hate No Way Home.
No,
I like that.
Pretty good.
Shouts to Tom, he put that on his back, and he carried that.
No Way Home was way better than the Batman.
No. Absolutely not, but
absolutely
yes.
Multiverse of Madness was better.
Y'all needed two Spider-Mans. You know what I'm saying? That's one Batman. The Batman.
Don't matter.
You need to take two Spider-Man to carry a movie.
Don't matter. The two Spider-Mans, two extra Spider-Mans were 10 times
y'all
better
to recycle your villains.
Freaking better than anything in that fucking.
I say this: if they didn't have they didn't have Toby or Andrew, I wouldn't have been.
It would have been just as good because before they showed up, I was like, "Yo, this movie's fire," and then I knew they were coming. I was like, "It's gonna be even better." But before they even showed up, I thought the movie was fire. So I was like,
and then she's still Toby's.
They're not in it. I'd be fine with it. That movie was wicked. I don't care what everybody says. Batman was boring. Oh my god, my son fell asleep in it, and
because he's used to just that MCU formula. Y'all are used to the dark jokes, you know what I'm saying?
No. My son is 23. He's used to DC. He's used to Marvel. He just has good taste.
But I feel like like all jokes aside, though, I really feel like the Batman goes over a lot of people's heads because it's not your typical comic book movie. Yeah. It's not your typical comic.
Really not much to go over anybody's
Batman
head.
As a detective, and a lot of people just
all the elements in the Batman have been seen before. They just put it in a comic book movie. It's not original. It's derivative of Christopher Nolan's Batman on its own. Okay. Also, on top of that, they take elements from the They take elements from the Zodiac Killer. 7,
and we do it better.
They steal things from other films. It's not original just because it's a Batman movie.
No Way Home not original.
Nolan's films are a lot more original than the Batman. So all that cap out of here. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is a more creative film.
No, it's not.
Than the Batman.
Have you seen everything? Have you seen it? Hold on. Have you seen everything everywhere all at once? Because
I did not say that it was that it's a superior multiverse movie. But when it comes to more original, when it becomes between the Batman and freaking Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it's a lot. It's not derivative.
Preach.
Okay, of other things. Okay,
What's
Zodiac
the verse
Killer
of
I
Madness?
7,
disagree.
like it's
Writing.
very derivative. Okay,
Mhm.
What's the verse
the
of
writing
Madness
is
say shortcuts.
no,
They're writing. We
no.
don't take shortcuts in the Batman.
Nope.
You know,
no.
we flesh things out. We explain things. You know, we give in depth.
And then you give us the cheesy
analysis.
scene with Catwoman. Oh no, with the gunshots.
Yep.
There was
Yep.
a lot of cheese.
Oh,
in
we're
that
not
movie.
gonna talk about
Third
cheesy
act,
scenes when we talk about Marvel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Man.
that
Y'all
Batman
be
third
making
act
whole
was
movies
more
of
Right
powerful
cheese.
now.
than any Marvel third act.
Kevin
That Batman
Hart.
third act was
No.
powerful. That
But when
Batman
you
third
try
act
to
was
act
Let
like
me
this
know.
masterpiece of a
Let me
movie,
know. Let
it's
me
a
know
good
when.
movie.
Let
It's a
me know
good
when
movie.
Marvel
It's
makes
a
a
good
movie
movie.
without telling a joke.
Jokes aren't
That's
bad.
true.
The Batman has jokes in it. What are you talking about?
You
No,
know,
it didn't. It
Oh,
had
we had
riddles.
good
Yes, it
jokes. We
did.
had good jokes.
There's
though. We had
jokes
good
in
jokes.
the movie. There's literally
Good
jokes
We
in
had
that
good
movie.
jokes in the
Good
When
Batman.
she's
jokes,
talking
not
about
cringe
We had good jokes.
no, there's jokes. The Batman did
Right,
it.
when
Literally a
Jada
Thor.
was
I'll give
so-
Ashley that. Thank
Lady
you.
Sith is missing an arm, and then this motherfucking Thor going to crack a joke and shit. Like, come on, bruh.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Come on,
It's a
bro.
Taika
well,
film.
that was Taika
Taika
Waititi.
doesn't
That,
make
That's a
comedy.
Marvel film. That's the MCU formula to
No,
the T.
Taika's humor.
Mm.
Taika's humor is not the same as Avengers 2012 humor. It's not the same as the humor in Age of Ultron.
Killing me,
It's not
Ashley.
the same
Killing
as the
me.
humor in James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Different
They
tone
all
of
got
humor.
jokes.
It's more similar to Guardians. It's more similar to
No, James Gunn and Taika are totally different, and I'm tired of people always making that comparison
Thor 4
between the
and
two
Guardians
of
is
them.
comedies. Thor 4 and Guardians.
Yeah, but
is
they're
comedies.
not. But the comedy is not the same. It's not equal
Say it's
to
the
one.
same.
One is
And-
more of a commentary on specific things, and the other one is hey, we're cool and we're a bunch of misfits, and let's make jokes.
And
Sorry
how
that
many-
you don't
and-
understand that the nature of the commentary that's hidden behind the
But
humor.
But see,
And
Sorry,
I like
when
Peacemaker.
James Gunn does what
Read a
Taika
book.
does, he
Read a
does
book.
it better.
Read a
I
book.
like
James
Read a
Gunn does
book.
what Taika does way better.
I
Way
like
better.
Peacemaker, but go look in that show and how many like fart jokes and butt jokes
Yeah.
and all kinds of like childish
James
jokes
Gunn,
are
though.
in that movie.
But
Yes.
Anto,
Yeah,
was
all
And
right.
that's
So-
not
so if
Taika.
you can
Taika
say-
doesn't make
And
fart
that fits
jokes.
perfect.
Right.
But it fits
So if you can
perfectly.
say that's-
But they ever since Guardians, they always have to, say insert that humor when it really doesn't
That
need
is
it.
not true. The
That is
Avengers
very
had
true.
a comedy.
Every single
No,
Marvel
it's
movie
not.
is haunted by that.
Infinity War. They did
No.
Infinity War. Thor and Cap fight on the battlefield. Talking about, hey, I like your beard.
And humor
Yeah.
is different. It's not the same type of humor.
I like your beard.
James Gunn is better
Gunn's
than Taika
humor
Waititi.
is different.
Look,
No, it's not.
this is what they need to
James
do,
Gunn
right?
and Taika are different.
Marvel needs to stop redeeming their villains.
No,
Just let them be
No,
fucking
good.
evil. Stop letting them, because there's been a pattern. Like, it's always something being cursed or a cursed object that's like controlling these things. Stop doing that. Just let people.
Hela
just
wasn't
be evil.
redeemed. Hela wasn't redeemed. Thanos wasn't redeemed.
I'm saying as the whole theme of Phase 4.
No.
Every villain has gotten redeemed in Phase 4.
Wenwu was slightly
because
redeemed
the villains lived in a gray area. But when you
All the
say
villains in
every
No Way Home were
villain,
redeemed.
you said every villain originally.
Even Green Goblin, to an extent, like he got redeemed.
Wanda wasn't redeemed.
She pretty much was. Like, the Darkhold was corrupting her. Once she broke hold from that, like, she was pretty much normal again.
But when you say redeemed, like she done something heroic and saved the day. She never did any of that in Multiverse of Madness. So they left that movie with her still being the bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, she realized that. No,
she's the only one who didn't get redeemed in a sense. She's the only one.
She was evil as hell until the last moment of the movie. It's just like, come on, bro.
What changed? She was still evil.
Right.
She was still evil, and she
because of the Darkhold.
She was sort of something. That's
she was evil. She was already evil before the Darkhold. The Darkhold just corrupted her more. She was not possessed by the Darkhold in WandaVision.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Okay.
Trash.
No. Anyways, what's your point back? What is your point back? In WandaVision,
the point is that majority of the Phase 4 villains have been
weak.
Aside from Wanda, I'll give you Wanda. Loki, definitely for sure.
Shang-Chi's father was
Loki wasn't a villain.
He wasn't.
I mean, in a way, he sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself, but he was a villain before. He was the Mandarin. He was a villain, and then he met his wife.
At the end, he did his final good act for his son, gave him the rings.
He was a villain before he was corrupted.
Right, but he did a final good act for his son. Did one last good thing. He was like Darth Vader.
My whole point is Marvel still has a villain problem. They still don't know what to do, how to fucking make an actual like good villain and have him stay.
Wan Wu was a good villain. He was a good villain. I mean, he's fighting family. He was a good villain the whole way through. It was the Dweller in Darkness bullshit that fucked that movie up. And Trevor
we need more Thanos, like not exactly like Thanos, but more Thanos like villains.
And you're getting that.
Hela was
I hope so. I hope we're getting that.
Hela's a good villain. I mean, Killmonger was a good villain. Thanos was a good villain. Loki's been a good villain.
Zemo.
But they killed him.
Baron Zemo's been a good villain.
Killmonger died a villain.
You know why? Because
Loki's not a villain no more.
Signed on. He was a villain. He was a good villain when he was a villain. What are you saying? It doesn't negate the fact that he was a villain in a movie, and he was a good villain in those movies.
He was good in 2012, and then that's it.
That's a good villain. He's a good villain.
But he was a villain temporarily, though. That's the thing. He was a good villain.
I think what he's saying is like
his point is invalid.
Him to a good guy.
The points are invalid. You can't say that such and such person was not a good villain just because they're no longer a villain. Characters have arcs and go through changes.
I understand that, but we don't like Marvel's got no
Nobody
villains
wants
that
a
stick.
stale character to stay. Thanos.
What Marvel movie? Like what Marvel villains have stuck that they haven't killed?
Zemo is still a villain.
Barely. He was sitting there fist pumping. You gonna say that man's a villain?
Maybe Marvel
villains don't dance.
I mean, Zemo, you could call him a villain now. I mean, he's kind of cool.
No, he's still a villain.
Everybody's kind of wishy-washy with the villain stuff.
He wanted to eliminate all superheroes still at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And then
he was not
redeemed. Taking him into custody. They ended up taking him into custody, so he's still.
Why the hell got this man fist pumping though? It's the man that like I give Zemo credit for being defeating the Avengers without even like lifting a hand. But then you have this man fist pumping. Come on, bro, I can't take this nigga serious. I can't take him serious, bro. I was like, you talk about blowing up the world, you fist pumping, bro. Come on, dog. Like,
all right.
Aren't they introducing Dr. Doom soon?
Supposedly. But I'll just say this.
Imagine.
I'm scared for
the only thing is that let me say this. Arkham is a Batman simp, so that's Arkham. Perp is an anti-Disney Marvel anything person.
Oh no, I'm not one of those.
Dot is a DC hating. No, I said you're anti-Disney.
I'm not. I don't even want to be. I don't even be associated with those types of people. Yeah, you don't like Disney and Marvel. Thank you for proving the point that I just made.
Because
I don't want to be labeled as an anti-Disney because it's the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the same room with them.
You hate Disney. You hate Disney. I'm not talking about.
No, I don't hate Disney. They just don't make nothing original.
And neither does WB. They're all going on existing IPs with DC. What are you saying? That's not valid.
I'll say Disney going OD with it though.
Because Darkseid was such a not Darkseid. Doomsday was such a great villain. Like he was the best, right?
When's the last time Disney made like an original?
You know what? I'm gonna say it too, and I didn't want to say it. Steppenwolf is a great villain too.
You are capping right now. You do not like him.
He's solid.
Great
dialogue from him. Some good villain motivations, and he was intimidating as hell. He was fucking up the Justice members. It took Superman having to pull up to take his ass out. That nigga was fierce.
I like Zod. Zod was dope.
And the thing with Doomsday
was trash. Doomsday was trash.
Yeah, they did Doomsday.
Enchantress was trash. Enchantress
was trash.
Yeah, I could agree with you.
Only 3 trash villains.
Lex Luthor was trash.
He was.
That's 4.
The actor that portrayed him was trash.
Lex Luthor was trash.
MC got like
convoluted villain. Zod was good. Zod was good. You did not like Lex Luthor. Stop.
Yeah, he's trash. I said he's trash.
Zod was good.
Lex Luthor Jr. Stop calling him Lex Luthor. He was Lex Luthor Jr.
They never. His name was Lex Luthor. Okay. Lex Luthor was garbage. Darkseid was garbage. Okay?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Who else? There's not been enough
films. The
Ares
from
is
Wonder
horrible.
Woman. Ares and Wonder Woman 2. And Wonder Woman 2. The villain in Wonder
Cheetah
Woman
was
2
horrible.
was
Maxwell Lord was bad.
Horrible.
You lie. You like Maxwell Lord and Wonder Woman 84. You liar. You liar.
I did not like him. Steppenwolf is bad. Steppenwolf is bad.
He was not bad.
Let's see.
He was the best part about Zack Snyder's Justice League.
What else? Aquaman had good villains. Okay, Aquaman had good villains.
Black Manta was I'm not Orm, but Orm was a solid
Black Manta was a little campy, and too campy.
He was the weakest villain in the movie.
But Orm, like, he was a fire villain. What other movies? Because they don't put out that many.
Wow, Dr. Savannah. Are you forgetting him? He
Trash. I fucking hated his ass.
Wow.
Hey, who else? What else? Give me another one.
Doomsday.
Trash.
Yeah, thank you. We agree.
The best villains, Zod,
Orm,
Ares,
Zod,
Orm, Dr. Savannah.
Ares is not good.
Steppenwolf.
I cannot agree with any of that.
But even with you naming all those, MCU still got
2 villains, and none of them made it out of the films except for.
But I'm saying still,
none of they all
MCU
died.
still got more.
They all died.
Yeah, they said.
MCU more worse villains. You also got to factor in with Sony shit too as well. Sony shit count is Marvel's too. So you got more.
Adrian Toomes is a good villain. He's not dead. He's coming. Adrian Toomes is a good villain.
He was cool. He's the best part about
Mysterio was a good villain. Mysterio was the best thing about Far From Home.
Yeah, he was. He's better than Tom. You right?
I can agree with that.
What about that fake ass Bond villain in Wonder Woman? Not Wonder Woman. Black Widow.
Which one?
Taskmaster.
I like it.
Dracov is not bad. Taskmaster is
terrible.
Trash.
Yeah,
Dracov is not bad.
Taskmaster is like
Dracov is not. He's not rememberable.
Taskmaster they did wrong.
Who was the dude in Eternals? That dude was completely forgettable.
Those were the villain was the Deviants.
No, the other one.
The Deviants, and Icarus was really the villain.
What was the other villain?
Both trash.
I mean, Eternals is a trash movie.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely.
I'm not. I can't defend anything in Eternals. The only thing in Eternals that had any promise was Gilgamesh and Athena's relationship, and that's the best part of that movie. And that's not. And Athena was the best character in the movie, and she had the least amount of stuff to work with. The 2 characters that were the best in that movie were sidelined. Everybody else was whack. You should have just made it's Eternals. There's no saving grace for the movie. It's horrible.
Eternals would have worked in a series, like a 10-part series, explaining each Eternal, having their own episode.
I don't want to see a series. I don't want to see an Eternals 2. I think you should just cut
They're
that
probably
out
gonna
completely.
be developing internal truth too, if I'm being honest.
I hope they don't. And if you want to sprinkle them in other movies, then fine. But to give another Eternals movie, I wouldn't care.
They're gonna do it again. They either said they're going to nerf Zoe, or she doesn't have all free control, or they're not, or they're gonna go with the new director.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get another one. I don't care.
Because they talk about Harry Styles coming back.
Hope he never comes back. Keep him away.
That's the MCU for you. They're gonna get the whole One Direction.
Justin Bieber needs to be Thanos' son. Everything's complete. Ashley, if they don't make that happen, I'm not watching any more MCU movies.
Good. Then we don't have to hear you complain about them anymore.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you're going to get ready to end this stream. People won't be hating and stuff. But you guys should go check out everyone's channel here. You have Ashley from The Widow. She be talking about the MCU, Better Call Saul, and just simping for the MCU and stuff. She loves Marvel. She hates
and
DC.
Better Call Saul. I don't hate DC.
Better Call Saul. Oh, she hates DC, especially when she's around me. She hates DC.
You hate Marvel.
I don't think
that's
true.
You guys can catch her. She sometimes be on Mad Max Mandalorian's channel.
Yeah,
sometimes
got a new show coming on there.
Doing stuff. She got a new show coming. Go check out Ashley the Widow. Type in the Widow. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see the logo. Click on it. You'll find her channel. You have Perp from Perp Minded.
Yes. Oh, wait. Before you go, hashtag recast the T'Challa.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie. I'm just saying. Until they recast the T'Challa, fuck that movie.
I wasn't impressed with the trailer either, to be honest with you. I wasn't impressed.
Oh, but continue, Perk. Just
yes, recast T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? Marvel need to stop being pussies and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Give the people what they want. The people want it. You know what I'm saying? Stop being greedy. Like I said earlier, shout outs to the Batman for carrying 2022, put it on his back, single-handedly. Just, what I'm saying?
Black Panther comes out and it'll outdo it. And
it's going to do well because people already got their films.
Not the Batman, watch. Ryan
Coogler fans are going to support it regardless of anything.
Ryan Coogler is the superior director.
People are obviously not going there to watch it for the story, so that's not what MCU people do.
That is not true.
Me too. I do go watch the films for the story.
I'm saying the casuals.
You watch it for the story. We're talking about the general people.
You can't say people don't go watch MCU films for the story.
They just want to see pew. They want to see pew pews, and you know what I'm saying. They just want to see splash of lights.
Whatever you want to say.
You can't give them too much credit. They like Transformers movies.
You like Transformer movies.
I don't like
and they like the Batman too. So
like Transformers movies.
Batman's a great movie. Anzo will come around in like 10 years from now and be like, yo, Purple's right.
Absolutely not. Never. How long has it been since the Nolan movies? I still ain't come around to those ones. I can
understand the Nolan movies.
And the Batman is in the same kind of category, so fuck that shit.
The only Batman that Anzo likes is Keaton.
I thought it would be like Adam West.
Thank you, Landon.
And Ben Affleck. Hey, Adam West is better than Pattinson.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. Adam West was better than him.
At least he's not praising trash Affleck. That's all I care.
Val Kilmer was better than Patterson.
No,
and George Clooney.
Absolutely not.
Alzo's taking it too far now.
Val Kilmer is the GOAT Batman of all time.
Better than this guy.
Just because that documentary came out about him doesn't mean he's good all of a sudden, guys.
I think he's okay.
I'm gonna start making Val Kilmer as Batman work, like everybody's making Thor: The Dark World work. Like it's this great movie. So yeah, hashtag Val Kilmer, best Batman of all time.
Hey man, it's funny because I see all these people saying Thor: The Dark World is good now, and I'm like, oh, now you guys want to come down to my level now, right? Because you didn't like that other movie. Now you want to come down to my level, right? Fuck that shit, fake ass motherfuckers. You know what I mean? No. Go ahead, I've been saying it.
We gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said to finish up, Perp.
Sorry, Perp.
Oh, true. I'm done.
He's done.
Arkham, you guys can check out Arkham Gaming at Arkham Gaming. He's going to be streaming Multiverses soon.
Yeah, and I will be making a video about why Ben Affleck is the worst Batman in history.
I'll be watching it. Arkham is the Batman dude with the Batman comics, so he's the best person to go to. If you need to know who's the worst Batman.
Superwise is silly. Like, you know what I just told you all about how Kevin Feige talks about how Harry Styles is coming back. You know, it's and you know what I'm talking about, Dot?
Yeah. I saw.
Like, did you see Superwise tweet? Like, it's the heart and it opens up and it's like, why? Like the gift. I'm sorry, I was just laughing at that. But you know, I'm amused. by silly things.
But hopefully Harry Styles doesn't come back. Hopefully.
He's coming back. He's coming back. Like he's coming back.
Is his music career better? Better
I
way. Onzo from Bigfoot Entertainment. What you got?
Just the regular shows during the week on Chaos Central, OC, and whatever else I feel like doing. But thanks for having me, man. Great show.
Yeah, we just talking shit, a whole bunch of stuff. Glad to have fun here. I'm Ashley, real quick. Ash, did you have anything coming up this week?
Right now I'm working on it. Probably some videos, and if we can get together to do Dot Nash one day. That's me. I gotta go, guys.
I had a question real quick before we go.
Okay.
Was the Snyderverse restored? Was it?
Yeah, it was. I had to delete my channel, actually, guys.
Oh, it was restored, and we're getting a Man of Steel too. Oh, okay.
Yep, and I have to delete my channel.
Shit.
Snyderverse, what's that?
Yeah. I was told that I was gonna have to delete my channel on Saturday when the Snyderverse was restored. Delete beta. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. I'll see y'all. All right.
Yes.
Bye.
I'm going.
Thank you all for watching. Great stream, great people that we just had on here. But yeah, guys, comic book fans, you guys are becoming way too entitled. And y'all need to learn how to be patient. Young people, learn how to be patient. I'm young as hell, but you young motherfuckers need to learn how to be patient.
You an old head now.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Young people are never patient.
It's freak young people, man. They patience, they lack it. Onzo can agree. Mm-hmm. Thank you all for watching. We're gonna take this out with the Batman, something superior.
No.